This episode is brought to you by Draggin Bags. If they can make us better throwers, then they can certainly help your game as well. So if you want to just get superior equipment, head over to dragginbags.com and up your game today. Again, we just watched a sexy, beautiful drop come down the pipeline for the throwdown. The Dirty
stats
Dragons.
Don't lie.
Yeah, stats
you
don't
can
lie.
go to our Scoreholio.
Our PPRs are on the rise.
The improvements in
throwing
Scoreholio.
Draggin
It's crazy.
Bags. Yeah, it's the equipment. It's the equipment, folks.
It's almost a steady. It's almost been a full point over this last year.
100%. Yeah, same here. It's impressive stuff.
And it's not like I'm playing more.
I'm playing far less.
I mean,
So,
I've played 5 times this year.
Yeah,
But it's going up. So it's good.
competitively. I mean,
Correct.
yeah,
I mean, I throw once a week. Just,
exactly. We're nerds
breaking
still.
bags and stuff.
So.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, competitively, I just don't get out anymore.
So yeah, again, if you want to just join the train, head over to dragginbags.com and get yourself a brand new set. Again, throw down Dirty Dragons that just dropped are gorgeous. So go grab them. They're going to fly off the shelf. So get them if they're still there. And before we get into it, another announcement for the Big Asp Open. Guys, registration is live September 21st. It is the first Topgolf and Cornhole joint team competition hosted by yours truly.
It's going to be a banger.
It's going to be so much fun. Quick rundown. It's going to be every player gets their 20 balls scored.
Yep. Standard
Topgolf
Topgolf
style.
team.
High point getter wins. All right, we're going to pay out.
Well, it's combined team score.
Exactly. Yeah, team score. And then pay out. Moving into Cornhole, we're going to most likely do
it's a crew cup
format with rounders involved. And again, high point getter wins it all. And then outright winner, most total points, wins it all for the team. So teams of 4, get your crew together.
It's $100 per person or $400 per team. Once you register on harddragpush.com, there's a page on there for Big Asp Open registration. You fill out the form, you'll get an email following that registration with all the details about where to send the payments, what time the event is starting. It starts at 9 a.m. goes till 5. So you get all the nitty gritty details. It just allows us to kind of keep track of registration going through the website.
Yeah, and if you're interested in sponsorship, please reach out.
Oh, yeah. But again, with it's $100, right?
Exactly.
So you're going. This is a charity tournament. We are making a donation. All right. To Healing Waters.
To Project Healing Waters.
So,
great foundation for the veterans.
So for $100, you're getting a Topgolf session, right?
Yep.
You're getting a cornhole tournament. You're getting breakfast. You're getting lunch. I mean, that's a pretty good deal.
100%.
Right? There's a cash bar there, free non-alcoholic drinks. It's a freaking no-brainer, folks. All right, it's going to be a banger of a time. September 21st, rain or shine. All right, this event is going on.
Hell yeah.
So get your squad together. Head over to harddragpush.com. Go to the Big Asp Open page. Fill out the registration form. Turn in your money, and let's fucking go.
LFG.
Cornhole. Big ass cornhole. We hope you throw it straight. And nothing but 4-baggers from here on out.
Welcome back to yet another episode of the Big Asp Cornhole Podcast. Sean and Dane are back with you all again. What's going on, man?
What is happening?
Wow. Have you been working on that?
No.
Down here by yourself?
Yeah. I get
good.
bored, man. What else is there to do?
Well, hey, we like to spice up our favorite segment every once in a while. So we brought our cousin, one of our favorite dudes, Mr. Robin Gillen's back in the house. What's going on, guys?
How we doing, guys? Thanks
Hang
for
on.
having
Let
me back.
me get you.
Ooh, and the round of applause. Thanks for having me back, guys. It's
All right, quiet down. Jeez.
always a genuine pleasure to be here.
Oh, yeah, man.
Hang out with the fam a little bit.
All right, so let's not break tradition because I am freaking thirsty. So Dane and Robbie,
He's just sitting here.
do what you do best. Let the folks know what we're sipping on tonight in our favorite segment called What You Drinking.
What you drinking?
Hell yeah.
Robbie, take it away, man.
So tonight we're drinking a little play on the John Daly that Dane decided to coin the fourth hole because probably if you have one every hole by the fourth hole, you're going to be feeling it a little bit. But traditionally, a John Daly is just like vodka, iced tea, a little lemon juice in there. We definitely super duper churched it up quite a bit. So I felt like drinking whiskey tonight. So I got Michter's Rye. I like rye. It's got a little bit of spiciness to it, and it's better for cocktailing, in my opinion.
Ooh.
Also got a some Dom Benedictine in there.
God damn you, Robbie.
See, I do what I can. And you got Dom Benedictine in there, which is like an herbal French liqueur, notes of like honey, stuff like that. Honey always goes well with tea. And then the tea I put in there is actually a oolong peach concentrate. So it's really easy to do. Rule of thumb is one bag, like one tea bag for every 8 ounces. I
That's what
just,
she said.
hell yeah.
Damn, Skippy.
That is true. And in this case, I do 3 bags per 8 ounces. So
I bet you do.
really get some tea bag action in there. You know, you got to really dip it out. And then we just topped it with some Market Garden Shandy just to really flush out the booziness. And which Market Garden Shandy? Shout out Market Garden. They brew the shandy by making a lemon soda first, so it's like more natural lemon, and it's not just like a big sweet or tart bomb. So yeah, this
delicious.
thing is.
Then
this
they
thing is-
forcibly insert the alcohol.
Yes, very much so.
I like
through
it.
a brewing process that I don't know enough about to really be able to talk to you guys.
But it makes a good shandy. And
Sure does.
you were actually telling us earlier that you wish you had some fresh citrus. I don't think it needs it.
You don't think it
personally.
needs it? I mean, honestly, after
I know
like,
a bright note, can lighten up anything, but this is still pretty light, so I quite enjoy it, man.
yeah, and there's like no real like I didn't add any sort of sweetness to it, which is great. Like it's just
This is one of those drinks that like I would get in trouble with.
Oh yeah,
Because like it doesn't taste like it. Just like I've been on an iced tea kick recently. Like it's hot outside, just iced tea is just the perfect mint.
Yeah.
So like this is in my wheelhouse right now, and I could just sit here and crush it. But if I had 2 of these, like you're gonna
Yeah.
be able to tell by the end of the interview when I finish this thing.
Yeah, you're
And
like, this
it's
is
gonna be slurring
bourbon
a little
and
bit.
beer. All
Little
right.
slurs.
yeah. You got 2 ounces of hard liquor in here, and then you got another probably 2 to 3 of beer.
Yeah.
a 5% shandy.
Yeah,
so.
it's,
And this
it's
is-
delicious.
I mean, to me, it's like it's an adult's Long Island.
Yeah, correct.
You know,
Yeah,
like you're
yeah.
not in college anymore.
Yeah,
like
correct.
this is.
Yeah, we
you
don't
can
need to-
bougie it. you
Yeah,
can bougie it
exactly.
up a little
Like,
bit.
yeah,
Yeah, we
church
don't
it
need
up.
to put 5 different liquors in here. We can just go straight to whiskey,
Yep.
and then add a little.
Yeah, you put the fire in it first, all right, and then
Exactly.
cool it down after.
Then you add the bourgeoisie of the French liqueur, and then just a little tea, a little shandy.
Or as the French say, the je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, Cornhole family, we have more audio gold planned for you all today. All right, we have bags review. Up today are the Echo 2.0 by our old friends, WTF. We're recapping the Bag Brawl finals, and then there are some of the most dramatic readings we've ever had. And then we're going to be joined by the man behind the camera, the guy bringing a little fire to the content world, Mr. Samuel Martinez. But before we jump into all that, we bring you what's going on in our Cornhole lives in a segment we call In and Around the Hole.
Are you too good for your home? Answer me!
Are you looking to elevate your Cornhole game to the next level, Dane?
Of always, Sean.
Well, look no further than Black Sheep Baggers, where quality meets innovation. Whether you're a casual player or a seasoned pro, we have everything you need to dominate the cornhole boards. All right, they have bags for every type of thrower. Tend to be on the smaller side of the template, but then we review the Gotti, which is a Kyber carpet bag, a little bit different than we're seeing, but nice full
Ultra
template.
drippy.
Yeah, I mean, Black Sheep Baggers is doing a good thing, and they do things for the cornhole community as well. They were doing the fundraiser for the for Asher,
Yes.
the Wonder Pup.
The Wonder Pup.
So
Fix the cleft lip.
yeah, so these are these are the kind of companies that we want to support. So if you're looking for a new set of bags, you're looking for some swag in general, go to check out Black Sheep Baggers. All right, you'll find that they have something to appeal for every type of person. Go to blacksheepbaggers.com, and if you use code BIGASP, you're going to save yourself some money. So it's a win-win.
It always is, man.
Classic. All right, so what's going on with you guys? Robbie, what's new, man?
What's new, man? Nothing much. I in the past couple months.
Is he doing karate?
Hi. I actually, funny story. I've been looking into like kickboxing gyms because why not? When I say looking into, I mean I googled it once.
Yeah.
But it's the first step.
I hope you know that kickboxing is not the great art form of karate.
It's not. But do you know the reason? I'm going to be honest with you, and you guys will appreciate this. The whole reason I'm interested in the kickboxing the whole kickboxing thing is because of the Tekken games. If you remember the character Brian, I used to body with that dude, so that's honestly the whole reason. But I've been looking into that, but that's not serious. And then I recently got I'm now I work at one of my restaurants, Brightside. I've actually now moved down to one of our other restaurants on the street, Nano Brew, so I help manage down there also.
Shit. Okay.
And Brightside on the weekends, Nano during the weekdays, and for brunch. So, and I'm kind of helping out with the bar programs all over the place. So,
Okay.
Moving up and around in the world, and then just kind of settling in my Tremont neighborhood, man. I'm getting to know the neighborhood, walking around, finding
Tremont, he doesn't drive a Kia, so he's safe.
Yes, exactly. I did see some Kia boys out last week though on West 25th.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you
they're
drive a Kia,
everywhere.
do something.
Yeah.
Get something else.
You need one of those like old school like locks. You remember those like infomercials, like the
see
wheel
'em.
locks?
I see them in the parking
Like
lots there.
you straight
only
up
on
need to get
Kias.
one because like they're just snatching cars up.
Are they
It's
really?
nuts. Oh yeah, it's crazy. The Kia boys. It's
They found a way to hack like all Kia cars with any like key fob, and they just set it to the right setting and unlock.
Oh
start,
yeah, it's nuts.
gone.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
real thing. Yeah. So yeah. And other than that, just kind of I did start hitting the gym again. Getting the pump a little bit, dude.
Yeah.
Getting there, you know what I mean?
Looking
and then
swole.
I'm actually breaking my sober month to hang out with you guys, but one doesn't count, right?
No.
It's still a sober month if you don't get drunk, right?
Yes.
Yes.
We're fine. Then.
yeah.
I guess
Yeah,
I'm doing
you're
don't
just-
get drunk June. So
Yeah,
we'll
I'm
see
just
what
saying.
happens if I have another one of these. I mean, it's
You're
okay.
definitely going to be making us another one. So
That's
I
fine.
can guarantee you that.
But what's new with you guys?
Another man. I think this weekend I got to play a little golf on Thursday. Kind of guilted my way onto the golf course. Just I didn't get to golf on Father's Day and really kind of leaned into that. I'm like, you got to work this weekend, so maybe if I can get out Thursday after work, be kind of sweet. So I got out and played. Finally feel like everything's clicking. So I'm actually really excited to go out to golf again the next time. I watched a lot of cornhole this weekend. Like
Yeah.
all the finals, of singles, doubles.
I watched quite a bit too, actually, because
Yeah, I was just around. I had the time. I just had the
miserable.
time, and my wife had to work, and then she was going to Pittsburgh, so a lot of the day on Saturday was just me and my son hanging out. So I had it on the background, so just get a good feel of where everything's at right now, and we'll go over the results and everything. But other new stuff, I'm just do you guys see the climate activists at the Travelers golf
just a
tournament?
bunch of
Yeah, they
clowns.
all got arrested. Like
So,
every single one.
When has that ever worked? Like, is there a study done that somewhere that I'm not aware of that when people do that, all of a sudden oh fuck, I just fucking sold my car, never turning on another light. You know what I mean? Shut off everything. It doesn't.
It
No,
doesn't.
it doesn't
work that
change
way.
anything.
Yeah.
So why do these? That's what baffles me. Or is there research behind it? Be no, fucking people stop. They fucking gave up everything because these guys.
Devil's
are idiots.
advocate, they do say all press is good press, no matter what. So I mean, it brought light to their cause,
You know,
even
if you
though
get,
it's in a bad light. It's still light being shed on it.
That's true. And if you and to that point, if one person saw and agree with them, maybe one more light got turned off. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I mean, we know at their house.
Yeah, the lights in their house. Yeah, exactly. They're all in jail. So. Instead, they're costing the government thousands of dollars.
So actually, they're taking money out of our tax-paying pockets.
Thanks,
damn
guys.
skip.
So we actually are supporting the cause, kind of.
You see Mark Isley selling 27 feet?
Oh, is he?
Yeah. He
Can we
posted
afford it?
He posted, oh my God, would that be funny? Would we go full circle? Oh, my Lord.
I would kind of love that. I think it would be hilarious. I want to see what the selling price is.
He's selling 27 feet of what?
It's a
It's a
cornhole
fruit by the foot. 27 feet worth.
Don't tease me.
It's like a cornhole apparel brand kind of company. But
You guys thinking a collab with whoever buys it? Just like you guys should do first thing, just to get them off the ground. You guys should do a collab.
I would almost buy it just to never use it again.
Yeah, just bury it as far down as it would go.
But I was my surprise face when I read that. I was like,
What a fall from
no way.
grace.
Yeah. Anyways, from grace.
There's going to be a 30 for 30 for him. Sean, he made it to the main stage.
That's true.
On ESPN.
Okay,
And
this is
brought
just-
us one of the
okay.
most entertaining
That is true.
moments
This
in
is
the
a reminder.
history.
This is a reminder. If you are ever looking for just to feel better about your game, all right, I urge you to go find the match that Mark played on the broadcast, and it was very entertaining.
Yes.
All right, I'll just leave it at that.
And when you watch it, you will bookmark it so it stays near the top at all times because it's just a constant reminder. At least you didn't do that.
Oh, right. All right, so let's go ahead and recap the finals here. So, what did you get to watch? Like, what? Because I know, did you not watch singles? Is that what you couldn't get to watch?
Yeah,
singles?
I couldn't
Okay.
watch the singles, but I watched all the doubles.
So let's start with doubles first.
All
All
right.
right. So we had the matchup. The first match was Halbert and Trzynski against Rawls and Holland. All right. So I wrote some thoughts down just as I was kind of watching the match. And the first thing I wrote down was it clearly seems like Holland has like one job: just put bags in the hole. Like, and I know it sounds
no. I mean,
dumb. Yeah,
but
I mean,
we
'cause of
brought
course
up
it's
the
what our goal
argument
is.
when we were talking about like the head to head between Alex and Trey.
Yeah.
where they had issues being who was the dog.
Yeah.
in that duo. Well, now he is the dog in this duo.
Who's that?
Rawls.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
now, like
Holland-
exactly what you're saying for
I
Holland.
get it, yeah,
Just
yeah.
get it back to him, and he's supposed to be the guy.
Yeah,
Like
it
he's
literally
got
the
that
next
dog
thing
in
I
him?
wrote was let Rawls cook.
Yeah.
I mean, like his job was just get the bags back, minimize my fuck ups, and go through it.
Yeah, Robbie's exactly right over there. Bud.
Tanner, I wrote Tanner struggles early, but by round 6 he was clicking, showed veteran poise after a slow start. Rawls was all over Tanner in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like it was bad. And I was worried. I'm like, I don't think that, because I thought that Holland was going to be able to play well enough to at least hold on. Like he'll give up 1 or 2, but Tanner was giving up 3 or 4. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it was really tough to watch him start. But
Then, like, I mean, Tanner seemed to. It just took too long.
yeah.
And then, I mean, Tanner's going to find it eventually in
Yeah.
a match. So, and then it just kind of.
Do you notice what
Leveled
Alex Rawls does every time he hits a big shot?
No.
So,
Maybe. If
all
you
right,
say it, I'll
can
probably.
can I demonstrate it to you?
Oh,
And see if
please.
you get it.
Yeah.
All right, so he hits a big shot, right?
And he looks at the opponent.
Yeah, and like with like a kind of like a smirk, like almost like just checking, like to see. Are you can see how good that was?
Did you
Like that's
see
sweet.
that?
Did you see
Mind
that?
games,
What's your
dude.
response? What's your response? Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's kind of annoying. It's a little creepy too. Anyways, he is so they were up big, right? And then all of a sudden they have like this mid-game TV timeout. I fucking hate them because
Yeah.
they always chen. Whoever's winning before the
It just
break,
kinda
it always
kills
throws
their
them
thunder,
off. It
yeah.
always throws it off. Trzynski started off hot over an 11 PPR through round 13.
Yeah.
I think he's just kind of like meant for like the big moments. Like he just has like that personality. He's like born to play like on the broadcast. And if he could just keep being successful like consistently, I mean, he's very marketable.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Like, I mean, I Jacob, man, he's awesome to watch. Now, back to the TV timeout though.
Yeah.
Why can't they just like record it and then chop it up?
They could, but I mean,
Are they broadcast? Are these like are the finals and stuff broadcast
Live-ish.
live-ish?
Yeah.
no, it's live.
I mean,
It's on ESPN too.
Well,
not
then
like a
why
5
can't they
minute
just
delay.
do it?
Okay.
Why can't we do like BBC style and then like
That's
after
what I'm saying.
you know
Do a
after every-
large fucking chunk of commercials
Yeah.
in the meeting.
Yeah, give
and
me
then do
15
15 minutes
Yeah,
of commercials
exactly.
and be
Yeah.
like, we'll be back
I'm
and
with
just have
you.
the countdown up in the corner.
Correct.
100%.
I'm with you. In the finals, like I didn't really have much for the Smith and Richards against Chamberlain and Burton Jr. Just Burton Jr. had his opportunities to score some points against Richards, and he just never really capitalized. Chamberlain just didn't have his best that day. You know what I mean? So Smith and Richards like cruised through it. I was worried. Like I was pretty confident going in that Trzynski and Halbert were going to win, only because of how poorly I thought Richards was throwing. And it seems like ever since he's like learned, like try to add this shot to be like dynamic and like be able to be really consistent, it seems like he got away from what got him there in the first place. When
Yeah,
you were the
just
best
being
player in the
steady
world,
Eddie, throw
you
the
didn't
ball.
have those shots.
You had a like 80% airmail clip and you just threw the bag straighter than anyone else.
Yeah. Now,
what
if
got
you
you
learned
there.
how to cut a bag now and stuff and manipulate it better, great. But I just think he just needs to go back to some other style or abandonship because like he's just off right now.
His art form of banging into a bag and pushing it out of the way,
yeah.
you're not seeing that anymore.
No, that's
and
so
that used to
weird.
be like his bread and butter.
Take
you put
the
a
two
blocker
and I'm
on
happy.
me, I'm gonna push that thing just far
Yeah.
enough out that you're not gonna be able to grab it.
Or it's going to be tough.
Yeah, exactly. Or you're gonna lose another bag trying to go for it. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna keep pouring bags in and like, yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. It's if you'd go back to it, if you could still do it,
Yeah.
it's
All right,
a
so in the
form
finals-
that's successful.
Smith and Richards versus Halbert and Trzynski. I've said Richards gives up 7 in the first round, and then Smith misses an opportunity to get a bunch back.
Yeah.
when Smith gave up 7, I'm like, man, it's just vindicated. And you let Tanner Halbert come in and build a little bit of
Dude,
after that last game.
Yeah, that little flight, like
just
flare
all
right
I
off
needed.
the rip.
Oh, it's all I needed.
He was just masterful
He was,
the entire
and,
game.
and then you saw vintage Tanner Halbert
Yeah.
not making mistakes, hitting airmails, and just making Mark beating Mark in his own game.
It reminded me of like Little Nicky when like you see the fire pop up in his eyes. Popeye's chicken. Like, yeah.
I wrote down Tony Smith is a stud. Clearly, right? He's clearly you watch the guy play. He's one of the best players in the country,
Yes.
easily. But does he get too cute at times?
I mean, and that his decision
Like, does he
making
try
was
to do
definitely
too much?
suspect.
Yeah, man. Like that's
it
the
was
one
not-
thing that bugs me about him. I feel like if he sat back and watched himself play afterwards, I'd be interested to know if he would still play it the same way. There's just some shots I'm like, why are you shooting an airmail there? Like it just didn't seem like the high percentage shot.
Yeah,
not when
we
you're
were
known
talking
as
about
like
that
the
one.
roll bag dude. You know what I mean? Like it just seems weird.
Yeah, I mean, it was the round that he like literally shot 2 roll bags in a
Yeah.
row, like just over it, and all it was really a roll cut, like a simple shot for him, and then
his wheelhouse.
fourth
Like that's his
bag
bread
all
and
of a
butter.
sudden decides to try to shoot the airmail, and this was like he would get if he just
It washed.
well no if he landed on
Yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
missed it, he was still getting 3.
Correct.
Instead, tries to go for the airmail,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
and my only like argument was maybe sometimes you hit it 2 times in a row, you don't trust the third.
Yeah.
So you're going to go to a different shot that you're confident in too. And he just threw a little long. But again, it was just, they just looked off in that game. And Trzynski's moment when he hit that airmail for the win, just as soon as he throws it, it just says, uh-oh. And just,
Yeah.
I love that kid.
Yeah,
Like,
no, it was-
instantly he's my favorite player to watch.
I mean,
Love it.
that's to me that moment of him hitting that shot is up there right with like Jay Rubin slapping the ground after they make that epic comeback kind
Yeah,
of thing.
for
You know what I
sure.
mean? Like that's going to be like a highlight, for a few years now. So it's
And the fact that the kid, like, he literally got dumped by his partner, came all the way back, got it done.
Yeah.
Impressive.
hell yeah. All right, so in singles, the big matchup everyone was talking about was Cheyenne Bubenheim versus Ryan Trader.
Yeah.
All right, so you have Ryan Trader, he's 13 years old. Already won the pro shootout in singles, like just
13?
He's crazy good, yeah, and he's 13.
13.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have Cheyenne, who is trying to be the first female ever to win a national championship. So it's a big deal. They're marketing it a whole bunch. And then you get this matchup, and Cheyenne comes out fucking blazing. 14-0. She's up. And I'm thinking, I'm going to look stupid because I picked Ryan Trader to win the whole fucking thing. And I'm supposed to be the one that can predict this shit.
knows his stuff, yeah.
And here Cheyenne's making me look dumb. And she's doing the exactly what I said she needed to do over and over again. She's doing it. And she's making me look dumb. Then the fucking TV timeout comes back. And Ryan Trader figures out how to land a block consistently. And Cheyenne falls apart. Like, crumbles. Like, I've never seen that before. Like, she just needed to land a bag on the board and was missing it wide
Well,
left.
she mentioned, too, that the TV timeout just ruined her.
Oh, it's so crazy, man. Like,
Yeah.
it's like she was not going to miss a bag until, like, that timeout. And it was just...
It's hard to get back in that mindset.
How
Yeah.
do players feel about this TV timeout thing? Is there like a general consensus they don't dig
don't-
on it, or is it just kind of like a?
It's going to be... We need to talk to... I want to ask
Yeah.
somebody about it.
When the people that don't like it have voiced
Because it has
yeah, that's like
always
a
happened, I
forced
don't
pause.
think.
Like
They're usually
imagine
the ones
when
that
we
lose,
were.
though.
Imagine back in the day when like we're playing and it's just like not a halftime, but in like
Now,
the middle of the
they
shit when
do
you're on a
know
roll,
they
just
do
like,
know
yo.
what round it's going to happen going in. I think it's after round 6.
Yeah.
Oh, so they have some like mental.
They do
preparation, but
know,
still though,
yeah.
if you're on fire, dude, they're gonna cool off. You're
At
gonna
the same
cool
time,
off.
you watch the Celtics this entire playoffs. Anytime an opponent hit 2 shots in a row, they were calling a timeout.
Yep.
Anytime. So I mean, it's a tactic, but this one's just built into the game. So it's just weird.
We had Birchfield versus Rawls.
Yeah.
Birchfield was just the sharper player. Rawls just didn't have his best that day. I still believe that Rawls is one of the best players in the country. Just
And Birchfield's got to get back there.
yeah,
Is-
and
is
listen,
how all I see.
and
Like,
Birchfield
he's
played
right around
really
it.
well, and it was
Yeah.
super impressive. Like so, I was
If he
happy
can
to
just
see
be
it.
more consistent, like then he could definitely be right up there with Rawls.
But
it's just
the reason I picked Trader to win because if he could get past Cheyenne, I think he matches up really well against a player like Birchfield or Rawls.
Yeah.
They don't mind mess.
But he's
But
also
that's
going to
what
make
Trader
them
is trying to
overthink.
create mess.
Yeah, like and he is just so good at just finding a way to score.
Yeah.
Like it's uncanny
For
a
13
kid
years
his
old,
age. Yeah,
he's very good. So thanks, Ryan. Made us look smart and kept our streak alive. So we had the doubles champions on. We also had the singles champion on.
Yep,
So-
love it.
Pretty nice. So we have dramatic readings coming up, but I have an idea.
Okay.
They're pretty fucking good this week.
Yeah.
All right. Like this is, I think people are tuning in just to hear this dramatic reading. So let's make them wait.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I like
So
it.
we're gonna do the dramatic readings with Samuel. All right. I
Let's
think
do
he'll
it.
enjoy. I think kids and Robbie here is gonna stick around, and we're gonna have. I think everyone's gonna chime in on these because it's a good old fashioned like white trash cornhole dramatic reading.
yeah.
All right. I can't church it up any more than that. So stick around. All right. We're gonna be back in just a second with Samuel Martinez from Bag Season, and we'll have some fun. All right. Welcome back to the Big Asp Cornhole Podcast. We're now joined by Mr. Bag Season himself, Samuel Martinez. What's going on, man?
Guys, thank you so much for having me. Finally made it. I've been watching these podcasts for a long time, but it is the perfect time to be on the show because you guys are on the heater. You guys nailed the predictions with Lori and Miranda, with Ryan Trader going nuts, Jacob Drzezinski and Tanner. Guys, this has to only be good things for me. Thank you so much for having me.
Hell yeah, man.
Of course, and honestly, you wore the appropriate shirt.
Yeah.
Bags, beers.
Beers.
What's the third line?
Boards. Oh, hell yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Love
I mean,
it.
that's literally like
The
our
three
show.
Bs, baby.
Yeah,
Three Bs.
The three Bs. But likewise, man, I've been a fan of your content for a minute, and before we started recording, I was telling you that like I remember back when you like had like less than like 100 followers, but like I came across one of the reels you posted up early, and I thought the quality of it was so fucking good. I'm like, dude. I was just along for the ride.
I feel like we actually
then-
talked about it.
Yeah,
like we saw
like
it posted.
early
I'm
on.
like, who is making this?
Yeah,
Like, this is
a long
really
time
good.
ago. And then all of a sudden, like I see your stuff everywhere, man. So like, first of all, talk a little bit about like going from where you're just getting your start, and then to where you are at now.
Yeah, so I started in 2020. First off, thank you for the compliment.
No problem, man.
I come from a filmmaking background. Now it's called content, right? That's the new word. It was always filmmaking, movies. Now it's all about content. But in 2020, right when the COVID lockdown started, I was doing a lot of high school football here in Texas,
Okay.
which is a big deal. I'm sure you've heard how big football is.
I mean,
in
you
the state
guys
of
try out
Texas.
there.
Yeah.
It's all right. I mean, you guys aren't Ohio, but
Yeah,
it's
the
all
only
right.
state it's bigger
I
in is Ohio.
understand.
It's all right.
all respect to Ohio. I know you guys are
Yeah.
about it also. But I was shooting a lot of football content.
Okay.
And somebody had seen my work. And so they recommended me to the Caballeros. Are you familiar with Trevor and Easton? the
Yeah.
Caballero
Yeah,
boys?
yeah.
At that time, they were trying to link up Trevor to play Patrick Mahomes, a one-on-one match, because
Yes.
Mahomes had done that State Farm commercial. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, his dad was telling us about that at one of the TCL events.
Yeah.
Remember? I mean, we're talking wee hours of the night.
Yes,
like
it was,
one of those. We were walking back to our room, and he stopped us in the hotel lobby at like 4 a.m, kind of thing. So yeah, we heard all about it actually that night. So.
Someone was
It had a
sober.
lot of heat. Yeah, it had a lot of heat behind it, and Trevor was actually on Sports Center. Now, I'm not talking about ESPN2 or ESPN Plus. Trevor Caballero, when he was 6, was on Sports Center, the flagship program, and they were hyping him up to play Patrick Mahomes. So it looked like this thing was going to happen. I really don't know why it didn't. I don't know all those details, but that's when they brought me on board because, again, somebody had seen my work, all my football stuff I did, and they were like, hey, we have this client in Florida. He plays cornhole, not professionally, but he's a pretty good athlete. Are you interested in shooting some of their content? I knew nothing about the game. I had seen it, but I really didn't know much about it. I didn't know what it was called. I always thought it was called cornball. Funny. And so anyways, they flew me over. I met the family, and I ended up having just a great connection with them immediately. Trevor, again, was 6. I think Easton at that time was about to be 4. And then the youngest one, Ashton, was still a baby.
Yeah.
He was still in the stroller. Yeah. So I kind of followed them around for about a year. We shot 4 episodes. We had written a 10-episode arc. We were planning to do a whole docuseries.
Yeah.
Because this was coming off of that Michael Jordan, The Last Dance.
Yeah.
Hype. Everybody wanted to do that long form content. So that was the game plan. And then we only got 4 episodes in. Unfortunately, we never found that sponsorship. It always comes down to, finances.
Yeah.
But man, I really fell in love with the game. Through the Caballeros, through the family, and that's how I was introduced to the game.
One of my favorite videos ever is when those two are playing in, like, I think they're inside their house, and they're talking
Yeah.
shit to each other.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's the funniest thing ever.
Oh.
Because I think the one's 3, and I want to say Trevor was maybe like 6, maybe at the time, 5 at the time. It was crazy. Like just talking about, like, oh, I
And
freaking
it
love
just, I mean, it does pain me a bit because they're just pouring bag in after
And I was
bag.
I was
I'm like,
thinking
why can't
of,
I do that?
I was thinking of Noah, not Trevor. I was thinking of
Oh,
wrong
okay.
family. Yeah,
Yeah,
wrong
yeah.
family. Anyways, but dude, that's crazy. So okay, so you do this like mini series, right? And then how did you decide to like stick in the cornhole world? Like, did you meet other people just by like filming with that family then?
Yeah, so we filmed for about a year and a half, all the way until Spencer McKenzie's 2022.
Okay.
And along the ride, we went to so many locations throughout the country just with the Caballeros, but I was meeting other players, both pros and non-pros. I came very close with the Gore brothers.
Okay.
And just, again, some of the other pros. And whenever we got to the point where we took a break with the Caballeros, I also took a break with cornhole, and I was really about to hang it up because I wasn't seeing the growth. I wasn't sure if I didn't know where I was. I was at a standpoint. But again, I just really fell in love with the game. And I was like, you know what? I'm no longer just going to focus on the Caballero family. I love they're an amazing family. I'm so thankful for what they did for me, bringing me in. But at that point, I kind of wanted to go independent and just do my own thing for a little bit.
Yeah.
And the long form content takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of money and time. I thought to myself, I think if we do some short form content, that might be better. And that was it. So I started traveling around Texas just blindly, looking on Scoreholio, seeing how many people are going to be at what event. I take my cameras and I just show up and I would start meeting people. Again, I knew some of the pros through the Caballeros, but that's how it really happened. I started making short form edits. I found that people really love those 20-second highlights.
Oh, yeah.
In and out, because people's attention span is so short.
Yeah,
That's
Robbie.
crazy, man.
Jeez.
It is.
How long have you been in like the content or like the film video editing world in general?
Yeah, well, but again, my background is with filmmaking, videography. I did a lot of weddings and different jobs to pay the bills video wise. But my heart was always in filmmaking. I always loved movies growing up as a kid. It's sad right now because movies is a dying art, I kind of think. You see so many movie theaters. I don't know how it is up there where you guys are. Do you
It's
guys have a
not.
lot of movie
There.
theaters?
I mean, a lot of them closed. I mean, there are still. I mean, they do decent right now, but I mean, the streaming world is just so.
You're
it's
depressing
so
me.
hard,
I'm
man.
taking my niece to go see Inside Out 2 tomorrow.
I know.
So
like,
that's the crazy thing though right now is Inside Out 2 is like there's this big thing right now with the box office. Like the box office is down like already like 15% than it was last year.
Yeah.
And last
Yeah.
year it was like 30% down from
Oh,
what
yeah.
it was pre-COVID.
Oh, yeah.
But Inside Out is like it's 700 million right now. It's like gonna break
well, it
the 1
surpassed
billion in like 3
Yeah,
weeks.
it surpassed
It's-
Dune 2 as the
Going
most popular
and
to
it's
going to the
movie,
movies
so-
is still one of my favorite pastimes
Oh,
of all time.
all day.
And I like the older I get too, I look at it as like every time I'm going, like you're helping to support like not just the
Yeah.
people that made the movie, but like all the people that work for the movie industry
Yeah.
across the board. You know what I
There's
mean?
no-
You're helping like keep that around.
Yeah,
Like,
and,
I
like-
take that to heart now.
There's no better
100%.
places to watch a movie than a movie theater. You
Oh,
know
dude,
what
it's
I
the
mean?
best. It's the best.
It's like
Hey,
that's just
you guys are hitting me right here.
Dude,
right
I
now
can't
with
wait
this
for my kids to
conversation.
get a
Yeah.
little bit older where I can just like anytime be like, hey, it's
Yeah.
raining outside, we're going to the movies. Like right now, like they have to be like the right kids movie that'll be out.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Or my daughter's gonna be like, let's just
when
like let's
they're-
leave and
yeah.
go
But like
shopping.
when they're like 10, 11, you're like, maybe you could see PG-13. Like then
Yeah.
then it opens a whole new world. You're
Correct.
like, all right,
Yeah.
now you can go see
But
the
not
fun
only
stuff.
not only with movie theaters, but when I was growing up, also it was going to the like Blockbuster Video,
Yeah.
Hollywood Video.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
that was it for me on a
fuck yeah.
Friday
Good
night.
Lord, how
Spend
old
an
are you?
hour
No, I'm
there.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
hour there figuring out what to take home.
Yeah, no, we were in the same boat,
library.
man. Hollywood
Dude, it
Video
was
right up the street.
Like literally right up the street.
Drive
yeah.
up there. My
really?
mom would be like, all right, guys, you have 10 minutes. And like 45 minutes later,
Yeah.
we're like, all right, we found 3. Okay.
And she's like, you can pick 2. It's like, no.
No, we're going to
We
get
fight
3.
for 10 minutes. When she really just need to realize to save yourself time, just give up and just we're gonna get to 3 anyways. You know what I
What
mean?
was it,
Because like there's
5
2 of
hours?
us, there's 1 of you. We're gonna win.
Yeah, but then like her argument would be like, well, we have to return them in 3 days. We'd be like, no, this one's a 5-day rental. So you just have to drive back up here day 5 and you're fine.
And did they ever hit you with those rewind fees?
Oh.
It's like, dude, that was so silly. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's how they made their money.
Oh, I
But
get
it's
it.
funny as brothers. I'm going to ask you guys this. So when I would go to the video store, my brother, who was a year older than me, he was a popular kid. He didn't want to go to the video store on a Friday night, but he'd want to come home and watch the video. So he'd come home and be like, so what movies did you get?
Yeah.
I'd be coming home with like Godzilla versus the Sea Monster and all these weird science fiction movies that he didn't want to watch. He's like, why are you renting this crap? I'm like, dude, you should have gone.
When we were younger,
I mean,
luckily we had like very similar taste in movies.
Yeah.
Like it was basically either
Fern
comedy or
Gully.
action.
Yeah,
You know what I
love
mean?
Fern Gully.
Yeah, Fern Gully.
Right.
Comedy or action? I love Fern Gully.
It's both. Thank you.
Lightweight though, when you're a kid, that movie's scary as hell. Like the oil monster,
100%,
that
man.
dude is
It
terrifying.
It checks a lot of boxes.
Sure does.
Unsung hero.
Actually.
And I think the animation in that was like way ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Oh, slamming.
You remember the first time we watched Hook?
Yeah.
Do you remember who was in the room? Who made us watch Hook for the first time? I was too young.
Who made us watch Hook? What year did that come out?
94.
90, I was gonna say 91.
Yeah, I was pretty.
Oh,
I was,
you're right, it
yeah, I
was
was pretty
91.
young, but this was like at a home, and we were sitting on the couch, and someone was like, "We're gonna watch Hook."
I don't remember who.
It's Big Bumpa.
Was it really?
Oh,
Big
that
Bumpa.
sounds about
and I
right.
was like 6 years old, and then that year he gave me the sword from Hook for
I remember
Christmas.
that, yeah.
And again, this was a toy.
Made the noises.
Made the noise from a movie that came out 7 years prior or 6
Yeah.
years prior.
Yeah.
Still got me that. Yeah. Loved it. Forever a fan. But yeah,
Pretty badass.
just random fact.
Well, all right. So we all have like that movie that we remember, like that we went
Yeah.
to go see. What was yours? Like, what's like? It could be any movie. Like maybe it was like a moment, or you went to go see it with somebody. Like, what was the one movie memory that you
Yeah.
have?
Well, for me, it was Terminator 2. This was
Ooh,
in
okay.
1991.
Okay.
I'm a movie nerd. I'm really good with dates and movies
Okay.
and stuff like that. Terminator 2, I couldn't see it at the movie theater because we didn't have a lot of cash growing up. But as soon as it came to home video, I was there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that tape was so hard to get. We would sit there and wait for them to drop off the video, from
Oh, yeah.
returns. And I'd be sitting there in the return boxes. Oh, there it is. It's finally in, So, Terminator 2 was the big one for me. I grew up on science fiction and horror movies. I'm a big horror fan, too.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right. Good
All
shit.
right. I mean, I fancy myself a bit of a fan of the horror genre. So like, what are we talking here?
I loved Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original Nightmare on Elm Street series before
We get along.
Freddy got really campy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get along
Yeah?
just fine. Hell yeah. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Those are ones like I still go back and I will watch like the classics all the time.
Yeah.
Like one of my go-tos every year is The Shining. I make it a point
Oh.
to watch that movie. Just
Stanley
because it's,
Kubrick.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Do you guys
Exactly,
remember?
it is.
It's in no way, by no means. It's like a classic in its own way, especially our generation. Do you guys remember the Idle Hands movies?
I do not.
So Idle Hands is like where the kid's hand gets taken over by the devil, so he like chops it off, and then like this little. It's horror, I guess, but it's more
Okay.
like campy horror. I don't know.
It's
and
a
then,
comedy. It's a horror comedy.
It is.
Oh,
Yeah,
is
okay,
it really?
yeah, it's
Oh,
horror
okay.
comedy.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think that
for
was
sure.
her first movie. That was Jessica Alba's first movie.
Yeah.
I think.
And
Oh
like,
my god, how have I never seen
Yeah,
that?
I
just
She's
remember,
Jane's like
she's
number
my
one.
1A.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she is
Like,
like
that
your-
is,
forever.
oh, and I just remember growing up. I probably saw that too young, and I just remember it just freaked me out.
That explains a lot, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that movie just freaked me out.
All right, so we're just kind of in it right now.
All right.
So I actually thought of a good question. What is a movie growing up that you saw that you were like, what did I like? Why? Why did I go see this movie?
Like something that you did not like.
Yeah. Is there one that? Because all right, I
Growing
have
up,
one
I'm trying to
that
think. There wasn't.
right off the rip. I was like, what did we just see?
Okay.
And it was called The 13th Warrior.
Oh god damn it, Dane! Those fucking kangaroos.
Kangaroos?
Antonio Banderas.
Yeah, like,
those,
with
like-
the kangaroo
it was like-
character things.
No, this was not
Oh.
like this
yeah,
was
yeah.
even weirder than that. I'm telling you, this was like some weird like.
Do you know what we're talking about, Robbie?
I have no
Dude,
idea.
we went
Take
and
your
saw.
phone
And I'm
and Google
normally
13th
like-
Warrior.
Is that
I'm,
the
like,
name of it? Maybe
decent
I'm
with
mixing
this
up the
stuff.
names,
God
but
damn,
like,
well, you can't. Don't.
I mean,
well,
honestly,
you
I
keep
think
talking.
if we say like kangaroo karate movie, that would
Yeah.
basically be it.
You
but
mean
like
Kangaroo Jack?
we brought two of our buddies to go see it. The Anthony and Samuel Harmon lived down the street. My mom came and picked them up. We all went out to this movie theater. My mom came with us because we were all very young.
No,
When
it's called
saw
the
this-
Warriors of Virtue.
There it is. Yes, I'm
So
sorry.
it's not
okay,
the
I don't
13th
know what
Warrior.
that is.
Not the 13th Warrior. Warriors of Virtue, though. Thank you, Sean, for looking that up, fact checking me. But oh my god, it looks. This movie was so bad. I felt bad for my mother
I don't know if you
having to
can see
take
this.
us to go see this movie, and I was like 8 years old when it came out.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
So yeah, I mean that was one that I was just like, I did like
Interesting.
Kudos to mom.
I'm trying to think if there was a movie that like I just did not like. I think it's actually been probably not when I was little, but I'm trying to think of what it was like. I'll be honest, like I was super excited, and this is somewhat recently, to see Oppenheimer.
I
thought
know
it
you're
was
not
a-
about to shit on that movie,
Dude,
dude.
I thought it was a little bit of a letdown.
Where'd you watch it?
What's that?
Where did you watch it?
At the movie theater.
You watched it at the movie theater and you
Yes.
thought it was
That's what I'm
underwhelming?
saying. Because all I kept hearing was like it's supposed to be
couldn't
like this cinematic like masterpiece, and like you're supposed to be,
was.
dude.
Just because they had one really
get-
loud moment.
We all know what
They have a
fucking
bunch.
happens.
Yeah.
Just, dude, it dragged out too long. It was too long.
But those scenes, you know, like the scenes, like the super up close stuff of like it would just cut and you'd see something like a spark. That's all
listen,
practical
I'm not.
effects.
I'm
though.
not saying. I'm just saying in the general, it did not live up to the hype that I think I personally had built up for it. So I was a little disappointed.
So in Barbenheimer, you were Team Barbie, is what I'm hearing.
I still have not seen Barbie.
You need to see
Swear to
Barbie.
God. That's what everyone keeps saying. I have not seen Barbie.
I did both in one day. I did the Barbenheimer, but we did Oppenheimer first and Barbie second because you got to have dessert. You know, you have dessert after dinner. And Oppenheimer, it was really good, and Barbie, like, it was cool, but also Oppenheimer's like 3 and change. Barbie's like 2
Yeah,
and
it's a long movie.
change.
Have you guys-
I'm
okay,
just
so I'm
so
gonna-
you were
gassed out.
exhausted
Oh, I
by the
was
time you saw
gassed.
the one
Barbie.
a movie
dude.
that for me changed it because I love the book so much, but that I thought probably has the best. I think you can argue probably has the best or most successful cast of all time. All right, it's called The Outsiders.
Oh yeah, the
You ever seen The
Outsiders.
Outsiders?
Like Rob Lowe, Tom Cruise,
Oh,
based
yeah.
on
Just-
the book? Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that
Oh,
entire-
yeah.
Patrick Swayze.
One of my
Do it for
favorite,
Johnny.
yeah. So
Yeah.
me and Val are going to see that. They're doing that at the drive-in,
Yeah.
like in September or something. So we're at like I think on Thursday nights to do like throwback movies.
Oh, let's do that.
Dude, so it's
yeah,
The
yeah,
Outsiders
100% down.
and Goonies, maybe.
That would be great.
Yeah,
Or Lost
that's what I'm
Boys
saying.
would also
Yeah,
be great.
Yes.
She hit me up and she's like, so The Outsiders.
Goonies never say
Fun
die,
fact:
Sean.
it's the first movie my wife and I ever watched together, and it's why she gave me a chance because I actually knew what the movie was.
Wow.
hey, look at you.
She's like, you've heard of this? I'm like, Pony
Yeah,
Boy
you're like
Curtis?
never stay.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Gold never
Yeah.
stays,
Bitch,
Pony Boy. Gold never stays.
All right.
Stay golden.
So before we get too off the rails, because you were yelling at me before we even started recording.
Sean, we've already again surpassed the time limit that I was saying.
We
so
are off the rails.
I kind of just
So we've been
to it.
we've been teasing this forever. So we have, and I was tagged in this. I didn't even see this on my own free will. People were like, "This has got to be featured." There was some drama that happened in the cornhole community this weekend, Robbie.
Daddy's
Samuel, I
thirsty
don't know
for
if you
the tea.
if you follow along with any of the drama.
Go get yourself some.
That's in some of these cornhole forums, but there was basically a guy posted on the site. I think his name was Gene, accusing of a guy, and his name was Andy, saying like that he bought bags and he was never sent out, and it was just the whole feud back and forth. So
Can I read
is,
this one?
Do you want? You got to
want
do
me to
this
get the Southern
justice.
drawl?
Yes, you got to do this
Got you.
justice. Okay.
Got you.
So
I was
this
already
is-
as I read it. I kind of
Gene
already
has
had
accused. All right, just to set this up, Gene has accused Andy. All right, of basically, I paid you for these fucking bags. I didn't want to do this, but he's calling him out. I never got the fucking bags. It's been a long time. This is Andy's response to Gene.
Cue Law and Order sounds.
And this is hold on. Where are we at here?
it. It's the red.
No, yeah, but we want the soundbite. No, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you want right there?
Okay.
Addicted to cornhole. Andy Anderson. And no apologies, FWI. Feels good when you know you're right. And so to everyone else, I'm 100% G to G. For those that saw all the drama going on yesterday and everybody taking sides was being taken. But you know what? Quote, quote, quote. That truth hurts. Because you can argue with an opinion, but you can't argue with a fact. And the fact is, I ain't no liar, ain't no cheater, and I didn't scam anybody. And so wanted everybody to know this because ain't none. I'm gonna say nothing. His bags will be there today, just like I told him they would. Just like I told him. They're trying to justify, so I rest my case. Ain't got time for that Yankees, sorry. My friend Yankee friends, They are some exceptions, just like they have down here.
So I thought would be fun is Dane did one. We have another response by Andy.
Oh, we have another. So Andy is the bag seller or supposed bag receiver?
He is the seller
Of-
who was accused of not giving the bags on the date, and then that was his retort.
Retort, and Andy has another retort.
Okay.
Where's
We
Andy
have another
from?
retort.
retort?
This is the other retort.
Do you go in Southern Draw?
Put a little molasses.
Yeah, choose a different reason. Go a little more like Creole with it.
Gene Stancy, before you start running your fucking mouth about beware of the seller, to everyone I can tell you right now, I'm 100%. Get the fuck out. You can ask anyone that knows me. I don't fuck around with people, period. And also, I want you to go and reach out to every site you open your mouth and insert your damn foot. I'll be waiting for that, an apology from you and to everyone else that you had damn frustrated lies about me. So before you go saying shit about you better have your damn facts straight. So I'll be waiting for an apology once I sold your bags where they found, and I dissed them, and I did ship them, and went above and beyond. So make sure you got your bags. Andy.
Andy's mad, dude. Well, they're questioning his.
So this is if you're new to the
integrity.
show, if you're new to the show and you're like, God, like I really like cornhole, and then what is this? Like this is the cornhole community. Like this is
Welcome.
That's called Welcome to Addicted to Cornhole page.
Yes.
And that's the kind of shenanigans you're going to
It's
see.
a reason why we still have a show 6 years later.
If you are looking just for that, like that page, is just great for just read the comments. And like I was so proud of the comment section. And there's certain posts that I make that like I'm like egging, like I want to see like,
Yes.
You've been listening to the show forever. You know what we want. Like lay it on thick. Like we want funny, right? And some of the comments were so good, and I'm
You
very
can tell
proud
that
of
they're
it.
literally just chipping away.
Oh, yeah,
on the
I love
question.
it.
It's really-
I fucking
well,
love
I'm
it.
seeing this receipt as you ship them today overnight.
Just egging them on, just a little bit. And listen, I'm proud of you guys. All right, that's
1000%.
listen, that's so good.
Love it.
That's so good. And Andy, man, like, how mad do you have to be to like not proofread at all, or
Honestly, I
did he
respect it, though.
or did he proofread it?
No,
'Cause
I think
that's
he's
confidence.
doing. I think he's doing talk to text. And Siri just can't understand it. It's a little thick. So, yeah, it's just kind of piecing it together best
I
you
kind of
can.
wish we had Andy here or D to read that in a British, accent. Yeah, that would have been.
Yeah,
bomb.
not this Andy that actually posted.
No,
We're
no,
talking
no,
about
no.
our friend
No,
British
Classy
Andy.
Andy,
Yeah,
yes.
classy Andy.
Classy Andy.
We call him Brandy for short.
It is
He a fine girl.
ridiculous, but that's basically the fun stuff in Addicted to Cornhole.
Thank you, Robbie.
Got
All
it.
right. Thank you for that appreciation. Sean went right over your head.
I wasn't paying attention.
You're welcome.
Sweet. I'm just pulling up the Facebook post here because
yeah.
Sammy, you're a pretty popular guy, man.
Let me snag that as
A lot of questions for you. Gavin Kano wants to know: are you going to be copying one of his new T-shirts?
I will. Yes, I will. So he's Bella wore a shirt, right? And
Yeah.
it's Gavin's face. It's huge.
I
It
know.
covers the whole shirt. Okay, I get it. Bella's wearing that. She should wear that. I don't think I could walk around with that. It's not for me. But the other piece that he just dropped with, I'm not sure who he's collabing with on this. on
Yeah, I
these
didn't
tees.
see it. Yeah,
I'm not sure, but it's nice, and I will cop it because I'll say this: I think it's important. It's a good thing to support other people in the industry,
100%.
in the cornhole culture,
Yep.
even if they don't. It's just important that we support each other, right? Like this, for example, this is Girls Throw 2,
Yeah.
right? I'm a big supporter of Girls Throw 2. I think, man, I could go off on a huge tangent about the women in the game. I think that is the key to the growth of the game.
I agree.
We have enough fellas in the game. Like, trust me, we have plenty of fellas.
It's a giant
I'm sure
sausage
you guys-
fest, Robbie. All right, just you'd love it.
I love it. Got a mix. Got some
But-
kielbasa.
Let me say this though.
Please.
This last weekend when I was in Milwaukee, I was making an extra point because this has been kind of on my mind for a while. originally when I started, I was really focusing on the youth. It was the youth movement, right? It was the Caballeros, of course, the Gore brothers, the Trader brothers. It was really, bag season was really focused on that demographic. But I can see myself shifting more into the women's game because there are some shooters, absolute shooters in the game right now that are women. But also there's some great personalities.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just going to throw one out here. I want to see what you guys think. Lexi Hugeback. What do you guys think about Lexi?
I think we need to get her on the show because I agree. I think she kills it on the broadcast. She holds herself very well. She doesn't seem nervous.
No.
She's like a presence, you know what I mean? Like she does have that kind of about her, and she's been so freaking close, you know what I mean? Just picking the right time to have her on. But yeah, I do agree. Like I think she's very marketable. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Excuse me. And so throughout last weekend in Milwaukee, I was setting out so many of my cameras on the women's games. And Emily Downer, she walked up. Do you guys know Emily?
I know of the name.
Yeah,
We've not met her on the show.
I met her briefly, just in person, but it was
I don't think
very,
we've had her
very
on the
brief,
show, though.
like one time.
Yeah, she walked up to me and she was like, "Are all these cameras yours?" I think I had like 5 or 6. I have little GoPros that I just put in front of the boards. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm really trying to focus on the women." And she was like, "Yeah, that's cool. We really need that." And I'm like, "You definitely do. Y'all deserve it. Y'all are amazing." And we need more women out there to grow the game. I just feel that really strongly right now. I think you can probably see that in the future. It's going to be a little bit more female centric.
Yeah.
Coming up, down the road. But let me just go back to Gavin. Yes, I will support that tee, Gavin. Not the one with your face, the big face, but the other one.
The one that I saw, it kind of reminded me of like the 90s basketball T-shirt.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Like the
where
old
it had like the
starter.
player.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like where it had the player on it and like some like logo like with fire in the background.
Back when
kind of thing.
T-shirts were sweet.
Like kind of like
exactly.
MG.
It's and the
NBA
vintage
Jam.
T-shirt look.
Early 2000s rap albums did that same thing.
Yes,
Like it's a cheap copy and paste, but it's a vibe, and kids love that shit. They really do. They're eating that up.
Okay. What has been your proudest moment as a content creator filming cornhole for 4 years now?
My proudest moment was last year when I shot the ESPN commercial for Gladiator Cornhole. That was a defining moment for me.
Was it in the backyard and everything?
Yes.
Dude, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So I don't know
that
if
was
you
our
actually
favorite.
heard. Yeah, if you heard
That
our
was our
segment,
favorite. Yeah.
we rated all of the commercials that came out for bag companies, and you guys were our number one.
Yeah.
We loved it.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
Oh, stop.
Straight up,
Actually?
yeah. Straight up, yeah.
I
loved it.
Whenever it came out, like that weekend when everything went all like Ultra, Gladiator, Reynolds, like you guys all came out, we decided like, all right, I'm going to record this, and then we're going to watch them here, and then we're going to rate them. You guys were going through, and I loved like the backyard vibe of Gladiator.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Kind of going with it. And I love the fact that they use like their own guys, and like I thought it was a great vibe, and I liked that it felt. Please don't take offense to this. Underproduced. You know what I mean? And I and I appreciated that. You know what I mean? Like it made it more like relatable a little bit.
That's one. That was. I'll give a shout out to Adrian Johnson.
Okay,
that was all his idea.
Yeah.
So I met Adrian Johnson last year at National Number 1 in Corpus Christi, and I just kind of met him in passing. I was shooting some content, and he messaged me a week later, and he's like, "Hey, bro, I've got this big concept coming up. We have a Gladiator. We have a spot on ESPN coming up. I really like your style. Have you ever shot a national commercial?" Which I hadn't, but you always say yes when they ask you. Right?
Of course.
Yes. Always say yes. I was like, yeah, I could do that. But I really, I probably did bite off more than I could chew, but I'm going to give also a shout out to Fred Bushiro, for the ACL media team, because I reached out to him for tons of questions in terms of specs. How do I need to format this commercial? And he was super accommodating. Every question I had, he answered. And I was able to put that commercial together in a pretty quick time. They had to have the turnaround within like a month. So we were on a deadline, but that was all Adrian's idea. He said, I wanted a 50-50 split.
And you guys got all that filming done in like, what, a day, right? Like you had to get everything.
No, it was supposed to be a day. We started shooting in Virginia for one day, but then we didn't get enough shots. So then we had to go to Erie, Pennsylvania to get some more pickups, and we were missing one key moment. So then at that National 3 was in Portland, so I had to go with them. So I literally went from coast to coast to shoot that commercial.
Man, you
in
guys
about
should have
a
hit me up
month.
when you're in Erie. Could have had all your shots in a very quiet, beautiful area, right on
Erie,
a lake.
oh my God, that place is beautiful. I've never been up north. Man, I fell in love with it. I wish I could have stayed longer in Erie. But
Well,
yeah,
if
so
they
that
ever
was
do
all
a tournament
Adrian's
out there,
idea.
hell yeah.
Yeah, it was a great commercial, man. I loved it. It was,
Loved it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's see. Jake Fisher wants to know, where did you get that sweet Paula Abdul shirt you were wearing on Sunday?
I got that at a thrift store. So yeah, okay, that's right, Jake. So I was I just found I like to shop at any stores, including thrift stores, and I saw this piece. It was a Paula Abdul. Are you guys fans of Paula, by the way?
I mean, I know of her. I mean, I think she was a little
I watched
before our time, my
American
time,
Idol
yeah.
and stuff. you
Yeah,
know.
but yeah, I know.
Right.
Yeah,
I know
it's
she
sad, but that's
danced
how
with
I
some
know her is
cartoon
because
cat.
of Paula.
DJ Scat Cat.
American Idol.
Yeah, DJ Scat Cat.
I know her music though a little bit.
Before she was on American Idol, she was huge in the early 90s. I'm
Yeah.
giving away my age a little bit.
It's all good.
She was huge in the early 90s. Before all of that glam with American Idol, she was a huge pop star. The Britney
Yeah.
Spears, fill in the name. But yeah,
She was
she's
hot,
got some
too.
bangers.
And a choreographer.
Yeah.
Like, great choreographer.
Exactly. She was a dancer for the Los Angeles Lakers, actually.
Oh,
And not only that, I'll say this: Corey Gilbert, aka Light Skin.
yeah.
I go to him a lot for like a temperature gauge because I feel like he's tapped in with the culture. So I went to Denver with that Paula Abdul tee, and I'm like, bro, hot or not? I can't tell. And he's like, yeah, I fuck with that. I fuck with that. So Light Skin gave me the approval.
Listen,
mess
you
with
have
Paula
to then.
Abdul.
Yeah, you have to.
Sean, I wonder if you'd give approval of that shirt.
Yeah, no. Actually, he would probably he's like, for you?
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, for you, that works.
It works. You got that Charlie Sheen vibe going on, all right?
Ruben wants to know, of all the shots that you filmed, what are your top two?
My top two, to be honest, if I'm able to tell a short story in the 20, 30 seconds time span, which is usually what I try to aim for, those are my favorites. I can't always do it, but I can think back to a shot that the Cobb brothers had where it was from beginning to end. You have to go back and watch it. It's kind of hard to explain, but in the end, I was able to tell a story. The last bag, they didn't end up throwing it. And it was a smart move because Logan Chamberlain was baiting them. It was Logan and JBJ versus, I forgot which two of the Cobb Bros it was.
Okay.
But he was baiting him. He was like, throw that last bag because Logan had two bags that were hanging. And he was like, yeah, throw the bag. And they called a timeout. They looked at it and they forfeited the last bag. And Logan walked up to the board, stomped the ground, and both of the bags fell. And everybody started cracking up laughing. That was a great story from beginning to end. Yeah. You can't always do that, but if you're able to, man, those moments are great.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think.
I like it.
What's okay? So we've been doing the show for 6 years, Dane.
Yeah.
Favorite moment?
I mean,
Probably.
no offense to Robbie sitting over there, always love when you join us, buddy. But dude, I loved the moment actually in Erie when we were sitting there and just that matchup between Trzynski and Smith.
Oh, that was a cool
and
moment,
Richards Lopez
being right there, and then seeing
we
the
were
Lopez
right there,
shot,
yeah, and like we had Tony Smith on our end, and he was just on an absolute tear that game,
yeah.
And we got to see the Philip Lopez backside airmail to stay alive, like right in person.
Crowd
like,
went nuts. That was a huge pop.
Oh yeah,
that was an audience pop, like a wrestling pop.
Yeah, I mean we were some of the loudest ones there, so it was it was a fun moment to be a part of.
Shout
Number
out to
two,
our boys from Siva.
Number two, season 1 or season 2 of Teams? No, season 1 of Teams.
Season 1, yeah.
Season 1 of Teams showing up at Worlds when all of a sudden the pros found out that, each team's going to win, like they're going to win $40K and you split it amongst the pros. All of a sudden, this became a serious thing. Yeah. And in the finals, man, that finals match, I had never seen so many pros stick around and watch cornhole,
and it lived up
and
to the
have
hype.
a great time. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
and it lived up to the hype. It was like nail biter, great finish, and that's what I hope teams can become soon again.
I got a question. Go ahead. He was about to say
I was
something.
going to say, because I know you guys, man, first off, again, so I've listened for about the last 6 months. Is when
Okay.
I'm late to the game.
Y'all
I'm late to
listen.
the party.
We like
By
new
the
fans.
way, you guys have such a deep catalog. How many episodes deep are we? 200?
This is 238.
We have close to 300 because there are some early on we didn't number. Like if it's a bonus episode, I don't
Okay.
count it. But it's like 230 every Wednesday.
Yeah.
We've dropped whatever it is.
We never miss.
Yeah.
We've never missed a day.
Not a week.
Not a week.
Not 1 week.
But I've heard recently you guys talking about the teams, how it's not exactly how you think it should be, or it's not connecting with the main audience. And I do agree with you.
Yeah.
I think it's an important aspect of growing the game, the team game. But man, I don't have the answer to this. I wonder if you guys can throw it out.
I
How
don't
can
think
You need to honestly. I'll say it flat out. If you want to go teams, you need to pot commit and make it the thing. I'm sorry, but like if you want to go that route, we're already changing over to state tournaments and stuff. Moving forward, if teams is going to be the thing, and that's what you see the future as, you better you got to just get it going now and make that like a featured part of the Nationals weekend.
I think it's hard
Okay.
right now because I don't think that the games themselves are any entertaining enough for someone to watch for the first time to then be like, oh, wait, when is that going to be on? And actively go to look for when the next time is going to be on.
Yeah.
They're hoping that they're going to catch people that are just clicking through or they're scrolling through, be like, cornhole. I got to fucking turn this on for a second. And then you hope that they stick around and watch. I don't know what those numbers are and if they've been good or if they've been bad. They must have been fair enough if like they signed another deal, is what I imagine.
But honestly,
But-
I think Saturday did pretty well for them because I was scrolling through and I'm like, there is not much on right now.
No, and
this was on. So
and
I'm like, I
and
bet you
watch-
every bar
No, again,
in
when
America
it's
might
not,
have this on
if we're
TV
talking,
right
if we're
now.
talking just teams though,
Yeah.
not singles and doubles.
Yeah,
I think like
exactly.
those
I'm just
broadcasts
talking
can do
cornhole in
something.
general
But
for
if we're
that
talking
part, but-
just teams event, yeah, it's tough. I think that what they might have to consider is that skins format is pretty fucking exciting. Like, where players are actively playing for money and they're going to go for a big shot every single time because you might as well because you're trying to win the round.
But
It doesn't
my
matter
argument
for
with
a
the
whole
skins
game.
is it's too hard for the novice to understand.
I do agree that. Yeah, I do agree.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do agree. I don't know what the answer is, man. I really don't. Like I like the concept of teams, but with them doing round limited and when obviously we're trying to, like as a manager, right? They want to find that weakness, right? They're going to put their studs against the duds sometimes. It's not great for TV. It makes sense to try to win.
No.
And you have a whole crop of these guys that are getting on TV for the first time ever, and the nerves are just wrecking them.
Oh,
I would
yes,
actually-
That's real. That's a real thing.
It is.
What if we make this like for the teams? You have to post your 1A team always faces the other 1A, and you have to rank them down. But then you leave the final 3 spots for the team broadcast or something as like TBD.
Because
And
then
those
what
are just fillers.
What are you doing then as a manager, being like you're team 7? I think you're our fucking 7th team.
Sean, I mean, people get drafted last. It
I-
is
I
what it
get
is. Like, okay, like to me, it's you're placed where you get picked, and if that's like the team that you're on,
But sometimes
That's who
putting
you're gonna
but
face.
again, sometimes putting shit and shit on all 4 fucking sides of the board does not make for a great match.
see, I disagree. I think if it's everyone at the same like level, even if it's shit and shit, some of our favorite matches we've ever called have been on the like competitive and intermediate level
That's true.
because you just see crazy shit happen. And these
Yeah.
are still pros, Sean.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not going to be
Yeah.
intermediate level.
That's
They're
true.
still going to hit some
But
shots.
let me ask you this though: do you think we need more of a storytelling aspect, almost like they used to do with wrestling back in the 2000s, where it's like, man, we'll tune in if we're invested in a storyline?
Yeah, and that's
Do you
where I
it
think
needs to
that
be something like that.
yeah, I think the ACL has fallen short on marketing its key individuals. I really do. Like the first broadcast was all about Braden Wilson. He's 12 years old, and like look at Braden Wilson. And I made the comment, I think the one time, like if I was Gavin Cano, I'm like, fuck this kid.
Yeah.
Like no offense, like yeah, he's cute and everything, but like I've been here, like I'm fucking grinding for the last 2 years, trying to be the #1 player in the world. Like why the fuck is he getting all the limelight? You know what I mean? So I feel like this past weekend, it was all Cheyenne. Like they threw all their fucking eggs in the basket. If I was a betting man, I'm watching this, but like, well, we know for a fact that's not fucking rigged anymore because Cheyenne didn't win.
Yeah.
Because the ACL wanted nothing more than for them to like. That's an easy talking point. Easy as a content guy in cornhole. Sure, if Cheyenne wins, a great talking point. It is. And apparently, we were not aware that there is a junior that's already won.
Yeah,
a national. Did you know that?
You talking about Ryan Trader?
Yeah, so I thought Ryan
Before
Trader was
Ryan
the first
Trader.
junior to win a national, which apparently
you
is
talking about Ian Cripps.
no. So
No.
Ian Cripps won a pro shootout. The national
you're
apparently was Fisher Hamilton, and apparently he's 17. But I didn't realize that
This is
because
a grown man child.
yeah, dude, the guy's like 8 feet tall. So
I mean, I think, like-
apparently he was 17 when he won. So a junior
By the
has
way,
already won one.
The junior is somebody
The
that
dude
like
can dunk.
needs
The
some
dude's
peach
got
on,
hops.
like fuzz
I
on
saw
the
him
peach.
dunking after the
Listen,
national.
he
in
looks
Denver
good, man.
Colorado.
He looks good. He looks like fit and
He's trimmed
athletic.
down.
You know what I
He looks
mean? Like,
good.
yeah, he's got the military buzz cut.
He has what Caleb Batson's going through. It's transformation. I don't know what they're doing. They might be,
The only
Might be a
difference
team
is
thing.
like as he's slimming down, like Fisher seems to be like still throwing well. Like Caleb, like,
Yeah,
I don't know what's
Caleb-
going on, man.
Caleb
Like
got
it's
a
just
girlfriend
oh,
and-
that's honestly,
Yeah.
we've said it before. These guys,
It's
listen,
it's
we've
tale as
said
old
it
as
before.
time. I mean,
It's the same thing. Like when people have the kid for the first time. You know what I
look
mean?
at Tiger
Typically-
Woods.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
But seriously, when
Yeah.
these young guys, when they start getting girlfriends, they find something else that they like. You know what I mean? Like in cornhole, they're not doing it 24/7. Like there's a dip. Like these guys that when they're on the pro level, the best of the best, they're all playing like 5 nights a week. Most of them.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Shout out Alexi Dutt. Sweet girl, by the way. Very nice. She used to be a photographer.
Oh, really?
Was in the content game for a minute.
Okay.
Now she's kind of transitioning to other stuff. But really nice girl. Just throwing that
Oh,
out
sure,
there.
shit. And listen, I really like Caleb. I think he's a phenomenal player. And
I
mean,
do too. Yeah.
listen, fantasy league is my number 1 pick, and like, luckily, I'm
Oh,
still.
was he?
And the fact that I'm still winning the league is just embarrassing. That my first pick was a dud.
It says a lot.
Yeah, just like. Anyways, all right.
Do
let's
you know
continue
that you're
some
winning? I
questions.
mean, I thought that was an Isley league, Sean. Is it,
It is.
still
I
being
listen,
posted?
It's selling. I love this question by Laura Allhouse. She wants, how do you like juggle like when you go to an event, right? And I think we struggle with this too. Like, how do you struggle being able to say like what's up to everyone, chop it up, you know what I mean, catch up with people that you don't see all the time, but then not missing like the moment that you need to that you can't miss. You know what I mean? Like trying to stay on top of like, do you go in there with like a schedule? Like it's hard, right?
Yeah. Well, like to be honest, right now, I only have a couple clients that I actually have to film for.
Okay.
I have a client list. So right now it's Tony Smith. Right now it's Jeremiah Ellis, which is not a bad,
We know.
bad combo right there.
We know.
And then, and then whoever else hired me that weekend, bad company wise. Lately, it's been AAR Cornhole.
Okay.
So I focus on those individuals or teams first, and then whoever else I happen to get along the way is gravy. It's extra, right? It's a cherry on the top. But I've been fortunate where I haven't had a client. Let me put it this way: I haven't had a client walk up to me and say, "Bro, I just hit the craziest shot. Thank you so much for I'm thankful I paid you to film this for me." And me thinking to myself, "Oh shit, I was in the bathroom the last 10 minutes.
Shit.
I didn't get that. It hasn't happened yet,
Okay.
thank God." But I have lots of cameras. I set them out, and I've been fortunate to capture all those moments.
Sweet. Now, like, if a bad company, like, how do they approach you to, like, are you, like, booked up for, like, the rest of the year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so.
Yeah, for the rest of this year,
It's popular.
I'm pretty locked in. I think there's a small slot open at the next Open, which is in Canton, Ohio, which I'm really looking forward to. Are you
We'll
guys-
talk off
yeah, we're
camera.
going to talk off camera, so don't take any bookings until
Oh,
we're
okay.
done.
Okay. Oh, shit.
Yeah,
By the way,
don't answer any
I'll-
calls while you're on call with us, please.
Lock that up.
Okay. Okay.
Let me look at the.
I got a question.
Yeah, please.
So you're a film guy. So if you could have any director, living or dead, whose cornhole content would you want to see, like any director, living or die, make?
Wow. I'm a big John Carpenter fan.
Yes,
He made
dude. Oh
the
yeah,
original
dude.
Halloween.
They Live.
He made, oh God,
The
yes.
Thing. Have you guys
I
ever
mean, the
seen?
thing is
Have you-
phenomenal.
Have you ever seen John Carpenter's Vampires with
No.
James
Yes.
Woods?
Oh,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
James
I've-
Woods.
Yeah.
That movie like low-key slaps super hard, dude.
Really?
It's so good.
Not only is he a great filmmaker, but he also does a lot of his own music.
Yep.
And I'm a huge fan of not only his films, but his music, his score, and his son, Cody Carpenter, is now in the music industry also making music for other films. So I'm a big John Carpenter fan. I can only, so now with John Carpenter in my mind, right? Who would he, let me throw this back on you guys, right? So
Okay.
think Halloween, think The Thing, this very specific look. Now think of a pro who he's going to shoot content for.
Is there anybody that
Jacob
looks like
Straczynski,
Russell Crowe?
maybe that could be great.
See, I was thinking
Jacob
somebody maybe
Straczynski.
that like
Can
is
I-
kinda
okay, this one
scary,
sounds
like
weird.
in a weird way.
Yeah, okay,
because
say-
you think maybe he's gonna
wanna
like
see if you're gonna
collapse
say
in
what
front
I'm
of
gonna
you,
say.
but I was gonna think Kyle Malone.
Okay, I don't know why, but I feel like he's got like this villain look that could play really. Josh Holland.
Yeah, Josh Holland could
Oh,
be
wow.
right up there.
I don't know. I know it's kind of weird,
they
and
could
it's
be
not a shot at
brothers in
him,
the
but like,
movie.
yeah, I don't know. Like Josh Holland always just like I'm like, you could play a villain so bad, like so
Yeah.
well. I feel like I don't know why.
The other one you could do that could just be like straight horror would be Jimmy Humans, like scare the big arms.
That's true.
You never know.
All right, hold on. Let me really think about this. Who else? I'm
Yeah.
gonna run through my catalog of individuals here.
256 pros here.
I mean, seeing Lori Duel walk up to you, like all 4'3" of her, like in the dark, would be pretty frightening.
Especially with that like
can
Halloween
she could sneak up
piano
on
in the
you.
background.
She look like
You
an
can sneak up on
alabaster
you.
doll.
It's those quiet ones. It's like
It is quite
The Conjuring.
it's like Sarah Cassidy, right? Sarah Cassidy is super quiet, but man, she has been killing it on the boards
Oh, yeah.
lately. She had a great weekend in Milwaukee. Doesn't say a whole lot.
Yeah,
No,
we've
and I
all
think
seen
that kinda-
Misery, right?
I feel like that kind of hurts her a little bit, to be honest with you. I feel like she's super
Quiet
marketable,
ones.
and she's
She
like,
is.
cool. Like, you know what I mean? She plays video games. She's like a cornhole
Yeah, she's a
pro.
gamer. Yeah.
But then, like, that's it. Like, we don't know anything else about her. And that's like going back to like what you were saying before. Like, I just feel like the ACL hasn't done a great job on like picking the ones to like really run behind a market. And like the fact that we're not seeing like cornhole pros on like the national TV shows and stuff like that, I feel like we're just doing ourselves a disservice, and we just need to be going in the right direction. I don't know. Did you happen to see? I follow some random fucking stuff on Facebook.
Oh,
Disc golf, right? I don't know if
Yeah.
you follow it all. They had their first female win a combined in her career 400,000 in tournament winnings.
that's nuts.
400K.
Not sponsorship dollars.
Okay, so you
yeah.
say that's nuts, and like that's a lot more than you would have thought.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's been and then I read the comments. I had to chime in, and all I said was like, "Wow, that's kind of crazy when you like compare it to cornhole."
Yeah.
Like I wasn't saying like, "Oh, that's a lot," or like I'm just throwing it out there. Well, I was getting attacked by the disc golf community, which was fun this morning. Woke me up a little bit, but somebody else had broke it down because I asked the question like, well, eventually, like, how long has she been playing for? And they're like, it breaks down to like she would an average win of $22,000 in tournament winnings over her career. Very sweet. Like
22,000. I mean, if you're winning 2 or 3 a year, you can still basically make your nut.
I think the highest ever was either Smith or Richards. One of the two. They earned, I want to say, like $80,000 in tournament winnings, kind of in a year. The problem is, like they're
only
not
4.
doing that a year. We have not seen anybody do it year after year after year.
But
Like,
there's
we've had
also
a
only
revolving
4.
door. Number one.
There's a lot more disc golf tournaments out there.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's just like golf. They're playing every weekend.
That's true.
And they have the chance to win.
I don't know why that randomly
in
just
about
popped in my
the
head.
same size field as cornhole too.
Okay, so this was another good question by Laura. She wants to know.
She had a bunch of good ones.
She says, being a small business owner myself and also working full time, I'm curious to see how you handle real life struggles of like balancing a full time job and your side gig. Is this your full time job right now?
No.
So what do you do full time?
So I have a really boring blue collar job, but
Okay.
what it allows me to do is I've got vacation and sick time saved up.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to hit that 15-year mark so I can retire with that pension.
sweet.
I'm still about 8 years away from that. But again, I have enough time saved up or they allow me to, go out and do my thing. But in terms of Laura's question, shout out Laura. Man, Laura is one of the best.
She is.
Again, that is the owner of Girls Throw too.
Yeah.
Again, shout out. I'm a huge fan. Women is where it's at. I could talk about it for hours. But honestly, I don't have any kids. I'm not married. I don't even have a girlfriend. But this is my life right now. I've completely
You're
sold
like
out
literally
to
the best, like the
cornhole.
content creator like lifestyle. Like you have to be.
Yeah,
Like you can't
I've
have
sold out.
you can't be married. You can't have kids to do what you're
can't.
doing. You can't. It's hard. It's really difficult.
It's hard. You're married with kids, right?
Yeah.
I can only imagine how much more challenging it is
If
to
I
juggle both.
if I wanted to do this full time, right, we would have to travel to everything, right? We'd have to really go, and we'd be traveling every weekend, going to get content and stuff. But that's just not a realistic possibility right now. And unfortunately, like I'm cheering from the rooftops that cornhole makes it big, right? Like I want it to be as big as the NFL one day, and maybe we can finally do that. But until it's just, I just don't see it happening right now. I think we're kind of at like the pinnacle. I think, which is okay. Like it's fine, right? It's okay.
Yeah.
If it doesn't get any bigger than this,
If
like
we
we're
wanna
still on
grow,
ESPN.
we gotta do it.
It's still
ourselves.
decent, right? I mean, they're still doing decent prize pots, which will maybe slowly grow over time. But are like a whole bunch of people going to be doing it full, like for just a living? No, I think that we're going to probably stick around like the 20, maybe 30 people that can actually do it full time. And when I say full time, like what kind of lifestyle is that? Like everyone's got a different idea of what that is in their head, which is fine. But like I know for me, like it's not enough to like support a family on that. So again, we're going to continue to see this young generation fucking dominate. And then they get a girlfriend, or it's time to get a big boy job because they're off their parents' insurance. And all of a sudden the skills dip. Why? Because they don't have the time to play 6 days a week anymore. Yeah. It's a common tale. It's okay. It's going to happen. I hope that eventually we get to a point where these young dudes can make a full-time living, like a good living, not just off bad company sponsorship money, but enough off of prize money to winning.
Right.
That's what I'm hoping.
Right.
But we'll see.
Yeah, it feels like the bad company sponsorship dollars have gotten smaller and smaller through the last couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
And one thing that I'm trying to do specifically with the guys that I work with, and not just them, but with bag season specifically, is we have got to get out of this circle that we're in. We're in this web of cornhole followers. We've got to break that mold. We've got to get out there and reach people who don't know shit about cornhole. Maybe they've seen it on ESPN. Maybe they've seen one of my reels come across their either TikTok or whatever social media platform. But I'm talking about going to SneakerCon events, our movie event, whatever it is. I want to take my client list. I want to take Tony. I want to take Jeremiah and whoever else wants to invest with me and go out there and bring the game to the people. Stop waiting for the people to come to us. We got to go out to them and show them, yo, this is crazy. This game is fun. You gotta show up.
Oh yeah,
this is a lot of fun.
No, I completely agree. Like there's definitely opportunities to grow the overall game, and I feel like that's not on the ACL itself right now because the ACL has adapted and it's they're responsible to grow the pro side of the game. The overall growth in the game is on all of us. Like we need to get it out to as many people as we can.
Right.
So I love that idea. I think it's important for guys like you who. Social media is changing the game of marketing, right? Like in 10 minutes, you can have 1 million people see stuff. It's crazy. You can play the algorithm game and all that stuff, but like, I mean, you can get way more people than your typical just posts now. You know what I mean? Especially when you start getting followers. So it's it's important step, man. I really think I do.
So we need to start our ad campaign that we are the first brothers with beards from Cleveland to start a podcast. All right, we can just start attacking the Kelsey brothers. Yeah, fuck you guys. I love you.
Let's see.
They're East Siders, anyways.
They are. I know. I mean, so are you. Get out of here.
Shh, I live on Tremont now.
Yeah, you start
I'm a
talking
West
Yiddish.
Sider.
over
now
there,
you're
making
toeing the
me leave.
line.
Oh, enough with the schmutz. No more Michigas.
Jacob wants to know, what's your favorite sneaker?
Oh, I like the retro Jordan 4. So I don't know if you guys saw, but we went to Las Vegas a couple months ago. We took Tony Smith to a very elite sneaker store called On the Arm. Shout out On the Arm, Mike. He allowed us to come in there and take Tony and shop through the store. They've got like crazy. We actually held an 85 vintage Jordan 1, the Chicago 1 shoe. It was like, it felt like an old catcher's mitt. It was super stiff. It had a life to it. But he happened to have it there, and he was like, take a look. This is where it all started right here. They were actually called the Sky Jordans, before it was called the Air Jordans. Anyways, we took Tony. He did a little shopping spree, bought some stuff. Shout out Mike Hennessy with Lucky Bags. He copped the bill. which we appreciate.
Yeah, I need one of those friends.
Because that
I know.
shit ain't cheap.
No.
That stuff isn't cheap. But it was cool because I think Tony is one of those guys that is marketable, that can cross over
Yeah.
to another specific group of people outside of the cornhole community.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I'm focusing on right now, man. If I could take a guy like Tony or a guy like Jeremiah or a girl like, I mentioned Lexi earlier, Lexi Hugeback, somebody out there, and let's go out to the people and let's do something that's outside of the cornhole game. So I can go off on a tangent.
No, I agree, though.
I like the Jordan 4s.
Sweet.
Yeah. I mean,
What do you guys wear, by the way?
I'm not a sneaker guy.
I'm rocking
at
a
all.
sexy pair of Fila's right now that are really good for
Bro,
my
Filas
insoles.
are super comfortable.
Hell yeah, love them.
Super comfortable.
Yeah, nothing wrong with them, man. They
Robbie?
feel good.
I just wear all black Vans with the white V and white.
So you're wearing the same shoes that you wore in high school.
Pretty much. They're not checkered anymore though. I do have an affinity towards some Adidas as well. Just all black Adidas like low tops are just like tried and true. Black goes with everything.
My go-to forever was the Nike Cortez. I used to have like 4 different colors. It was just the plain white Nike with a different colored swoosh on the side.
I mean, there was
Just
a time when
very-
I owned every color, right?
Yeah.
Nike Roche. But
I
that's
also
that's
have,
when I
like-
was into fashion. I'm like, color matters. Now I'm like married, and I'm like, well, shit, man. Like, does it match?
Let me
It's close
ask
enough.
one more question. Have you guys noticed that people are starting to focus more on what they wear? On like they call it the drip, right? On the drip.
Yeah,
from
the
throwers on
younger
ESPN.
generation. Yeah,
Are you noticing that? And what do you think about it?
I mean, the younger generation does for sure. But then,
Yeah.
like, you see, like, Tanner Halpert up there, who's just a married man, slinging some bags, just rocking the beer belly.
Well,
and it
I
gives
felt
us all
so bad
hope.
because I called. It was, and this is not a shot at him at all. Josh Glover went out like with like baggy like sweatpants.
That's a little
and
different approach.
And I posted something on Twitter, basically calling him out. Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
That's
like,
the
we're trying to
Adam
seem like,
Sandler, dude.
you know what I mean? Which is like, but
Exactly. That's
and then
Happy
but the next
Gilmore
kid
wearing a
came out
hockey
with
jersey.
shorts and slides on. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just what feels comfortable for one is just not the best for that. So until the ACL comes out with like a uniform, I don't think we'll ever see it. So I'm okay with people being
Yeah.
like individuals. I hate the fact that they force them to have to wear like these like stupid fucking jerseys.
Yeah.
With like the fucking logo so small. Like no one's looking at a fucking jersey and being like, what's that logo on there? All right,
Yeah,
what's
rather than
I'm
having
gonna
it
find
on the
that
jersey,
logo. Yeah,
why not
it's-
just always have it posted on the screen?
Yeah, it's just
Like at all
so many
times,
different opportunities.
whenever they're
That's
on.
a great idea.
So then people can rock their own like
Yeah.
cool flair on the main stage. But it's
create characters.
things that we think of on the outside, that because we know that seeing your logo that much bigger on a screen makes that much more difference for your company.
yeah.
People undersell
Has
it.
anybody ever purchased all 4 corners and made it one logo?
Yeah, I mean,
You know how
some of
it's
the
like 4
some of
Yes.
the lucky bag guys, like that's all they have in
Yeah.
the front.
You
Just the
can
big Lucky.
combine.
Oh,
You can
okay.
combine. Yeah, logos. Not everyone does it. I mean, my favorite are the ones that don't even. You can tell they don't put in any work because they'll have the same logo just 4 times, but it's all small. Like they didn't take the time to be like, oh, can we just like combine and ask the
Yeah.
question? Like they're like, oh yeah, that looks fine.
Yeah.
You know,
Look, your logo's on it multiple times.
Yeah, sponsored by
it's
them 4
even-
times.
Even more return on investment.
I like this question, Robbie. This is gonna be very up your alley too. If you could only eat one type of meat for the rest of your life, what would it be? Beef, pork, chicken, something exotic? Which meat has the best variety of dishes it can be made into?
Man,
All right, so it's funny. So I work in a restaurant. So I actually just went and like asked one of my things at work is I just walk around and I ask people dumb questions when we're slow, like, hey, what's your least favorite color?
Okay.
And like shit like that. So I went up to these guys and all these chefs, and like the chefs at my restaurant, like my restaurant's nice, but like these guys are like, some of them have like worked in some like James Beard and like high tier restaurants. And I'm like, if you could only eat one meat for the rest of your life, what would it be? And they all had different answers.
Really? Okay.
For the thing that they would eat for all different reasons. And then I asked them, what's one meat you would never eat again? And they all had the same answer. So I'm not going to break that until after we all pick.
Okay.
So if somebody picks what you shouldn't, I can shit on you.
So fuck, no pressure. All right, so what's your
Dude,
pick,
Robbie's
asshole?
Robbie's
so-
covered.
So my
So if you copy Robbie, we're good.
Yeah, we're
so
good.
if I, so honestly though, so if I just like overall, just like what I think I would enjoy, what I think would also be like halfway like decent for me, and just what think goes with everything, I would probably do pork.
Okay.
The only thing would be it'd be tough because like there's like like carbonara. Like I love Italian food, so like carbonara has guanciale, which is like dried
Beef cheek.
pork jowl,
Yeah.
like pork jowl and stuff like that. But like
Or pork cheek.
chicken
Jesus.
française, like I can never have that. And lemon and pork, that doesn't really work. But at the end of the day, I can just do a pasta agli, but it would probably be pork. Like if I could only.
It's getting a little technical here.
But plus,
Guess
like
what?
chorizo.
I could find a
Oh,
way to
that's- yeah,
serve
exactly.
citrus pork to you.
I
and
know,
you'll
no,
enjoy it.
there's definitely ways to do it, but it's just
It's called just slap a shandy in your hand. Here's some pork chop.
No, but yeah, I'd probably, if I could only eat one meat for the rest of my life, it's probably gonna be pork.
Sam, what about you?
I'm a chicken guy.
Okay.
I don't really like steak. Yeah, I don't really mess with
Okay.
that. So many things you can do with chicken. I'm a chicken dude.
Fair enough. I'm also picking pork. It wasn't even
Yeah.
close for me. Like,
Yeah,
of course, I'm picking pork.
Dude, I'm going beef.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered all the meat. I keep looking at Robbie like, who picked wrong? Like,
So the common consensus among the chefs of what, like, so my exec chef, he picked fish for what he would
All right,
eat.
so if fish is on the, like, what are we talking
Yeah, yeah.
here?
Do
Because
we
if
get
we're
all
incorporating
seafood?
shellfish
no.
too,
Yeah,
no.
exactly. That's what I'm
He
saying.
specifically said one, I forget what it was, but a species of fish.
okay.
And like my
Nerd.
other, like his our sous chef, that was my executive chef, and our sous chef was like, "But you'll die because like every time you
Mercury
eat fish,
poisoning.
mercury, blah
Yeah.
blah blah."
That's why I was
And
thinking
then-
I can't just do fish.
Well, no, and the chef said
Don't
like
be a
your
bitch.
body will like work up. It's such minute amounts of
Yeah.
mercury. Your
You
body.
can-
will
I
work
forgot
up
that the
something.
chef is a doctor. No, it doesn't just work out of your system.
No, but
Like,
so I will
it's mercury
say,
poisoning for a reason.
and I'm
As it builds up.
and I'm sorry to our boy. The consensus
Is
what
chicken?
people would never eat is chicken, but
Why?
their reasoning is because chicken is and this is direct quote, a dirty bird.
I get
A
that.
dirty
like-
bird that tastes delicious and poops
And
out
no,
gold.
I
for
will
sure.
say I almost
Give
picked
me
chicken
fucking
only
eggs and chicken
because
all day.
if you
It's-
go with chicken, like you can always find something on the menu. Like
Correct.
anywhere you go,
Yeah.
they don't always have pork on the menu.
Right.
Correct. Again, I'm sorry, but if you
You go to
pick
fast
chicken,
food, you're fucked. Like
you
you're not
can-
getting. What are
you
you?
can-
What are you gonna get?
you can never eat ribs again.
You can be beef ribs.
No, but no, if
Beef
you're
ribs,
only
no.
eating
Oh, chicken?
chicken, you
Yeah,
can.
you can have wings though.
Okay, yeah, chicken
No,
wings.
I'm
Sold.
not-
Like,
I'll take ribs over wings literally any day of my life.
Would you really?
you ever had like a good
Hands
smoked
down.
chicken thigh? Like,
Yeah, have
those-
you ever
those
had
are
like
next
St.
level.
Louis style, like 18-hour smoked ribs, bro?
No one picked turkey. I found that weird.
Yeah, no one went turkey route.
No.
No one went like the exotic game meat. Like even though I love me
So-
some rattlesnake.
Like
On
pheasants,
Thanksgiving,
right?
when we have the nice ham, Dean goes to grab a slice. You slap that shit away. You chose beef.
It was in a moment, all right. But no, I will
This is
take.
hypothetical. We're not doing
Robbie, we're gonna close this out with no pressure here. Do you have your tier talk ready?
it. I do have my tier.
All right,
talk.
what's your tier
I
talk?
do.
Uh-oh.
Well, so since we were just talking about movies, I'm not just doing a general top tier movies because that's impossible.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Okay.
But what I am going to say is I'm going to narrow it down a little bit, but still keep it a little broad.
Okay.
Give me your tiered crime movies.
Okay.
I
So
like it.
honorable
Okay.
mention 3, 2, 1.
Crime movies.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you want me to start?
Yeah, if you want to start it off.
All right. Honorable mention for me is going to be Lethal Weapon.
Okay.
All right, just a
Good one.
classic. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just felt. Number 3 is going to be Bad Boys.
Classic.
Um,
Just original.
yeah, it's the original. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the original. I mean, 2 was great too. Don't get me wrong, but like the original just kind of set the tone. Same thing with Lethal Weapon. Like, I love the first 2 are great. But either one was
do
great.
you like Lethal Weapon 5
It's all right.
from our boys over at Always Sunny? Mm-hmm. Classic.
I'm trying to think. Number 2 is probably. Trying to think crime movies. You know what movie? Just because it's coming to my head first. The Lincoln Lawyer.
Ooh, solid, man. McConaughey.
Right? Yeah. I don't
Do
know
you
why
know
that's
who's
popping
in that
my head.
movie, you guys? It comes up every time I'm on the show. Marissa Tomei.
Every time. How does it always come back to Marissa Tomei? Goddamn. Number one, Sean. Number one crime movie.
I know. Blanking out on the name.
And Robbie, by the end, you're the last one to go.
Okay.
And you can't repeat anyone.
Yeah, yeah, I know. That's fine.
The Departed.
Solid.
Yeah, solid.
Yeah.
For sure.
See? Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right, so that's mine.
All right. I mean, I'm not going to go next, so why don't you take it away, Samuel?
I'll go with the David Fincher filmmaker
Do it.
trilogy. He Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Oh,
the more
yeah.
recent
solid.
one.
It was
Classic.
Great film. I'm putting that at 3. Number 2 is Gone Girl, which
That
is
was a
kind
good one, too.
of a sleeper. That's a
Yeah, that was
sleeper for
good.
me.
I like
Number
that.
One, Number 1 with David Fincher is 7. Came out in 1997.
Yeah.
Oh,
Brad
fucking
Pitt,
fantastic.
so
Morgan
good.
Freeman.
Oh god,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's one of my favorite crime films.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched The Killer yet?
Yes.
So Michael
Yes.
Fassbender, it's the
Yes.
Fincher movie. That was
Fassbender.
just
Yeah.
like, I'm a sucker
good
for
one.
the
Yeah.
Smiths.
Yeah.
And I saw that in theaters.
Yes.
And as soon as that first Smith
Yeah.
song started, I was like, if this whole soundtrack is the Smiths, it's going to be perfect.
Have you watched The Gentleman yet?
Yeah.
Oh, so I watched the show, but the movie itself that the show's based on is, we'll get to
the
that.
show how good was so good, right?
The show was so good.
Guy
The
Ritchie's like
Gentleman.
vintage. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
oh,
good.
yeah.
Anyways, all right, sorry.
All right, honorable mention. Snatch.
Oh god damn it!
Yeah.
Classic,
Good one. Yeah,
classic
Brad Pitt.
movie.
Yeah.
great movie.
But then number 3, very close to the breast, Lock, Stock, two Smoking Barrels.
Yep,
Solid.
another great one.
Love that movie. Number 2, we'll see kind of a theme, but I'm going to go Bone Collector.
Okay.
Love
Ooh,
that movie.
yeah.
I just the first time I saw it, it was one of those that like kind of blew my mind like at the end of it, and I had never forgot it, and I still love watching it to this day. And then number 1, another one you'll see theme here, but Inside Man.
Oh, love that movie.
I love Denzel
Washington
and
Oh, yeah.
Inside Man, like
So
another one that I was just
Wow.
like, God damn! All right, like this movie kind of like threw me through a loop. I saw it young, and I still love it to this day. And
Do
I'll
you
watch
ever
it
think
anytime it's
like oh like so you can rob a bank and get away with it?
100%?
Like you just
Yeah.
walk out.
So I'm like, man, genius plan.
Yeah, like yeah, the whole thing full circle.
That could
yeah.
work.
Do you consider like John Q a crime movie?
Dude, I was honestly thinking that route, and then the other.
Because I was too, and I'm like, it's
I'll throw
a
another
stretch.
honorable mention, but we'll do Ocean's 11 OG.
No, you can't
Ocean's
do that.
11.
You can't do that.
Okay,
That was-
all right.
You
Sorry,
can't do that. You
yeah,
can't
right,
do another
yeah.
honorable mention, bro.
I'm doing a secondary honorable mention for Ocean's 11 because he asked the question, put him on the spot. Robbie,
Heard.
it's now your time to shine.
All right, so probably my honorable mention is see, I don't want to like repeat directors, but I kind of do.
You can repeat directors. It's okay.
No, I know. So
The reason
like,
that they're directors because they make multiple movies that are good.
that's true.
Otherwise, they're just director.
So I
And
yeah,
then-
yeah.
You know, they're
they
fired.
have their genre.
Yeah.
That's fair. So I'm probably gonna do an honorable mention. See, this is tough because I got my top 3, which are real easy.
Did I steal your honorable mention?
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You
All
didn't
right.
steal an honorable mention. But I'm gonna. So probably because I'm trying to think like what I've watched, like because I rewatch stuff.
You're
all
thinking
the
too
time.
hard. You
I
see that
guess.
cuff? Pull it off of it. And that's what we're going with right now.
Oh, pull it off the cuff.
Yeah.
All right. So then I'm gonna say honorable mention. Probably Quentin Tarantino's Jackie Brown,
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
and then number 3 is Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Ocean's 12
Oh,
because that movie's so stylized and Luke Soderbergh, the director, does a great job. And like those guys, that whole movie, the pace is great, but they're just every actor in that movie, they're just cooking.
yeah.
cooking the whole
Underrated
time.
makeup in that movie too.
Underrated everything. Like that movie's like gotten really.
Well, it's like a pissing match
You
between
lie,
all the
but literally
actors.
when
Yeah,
they
they're all
rip
trying to like
off-
outdo each
when
other.
they rip
It's
off
crazy.
his nose in that
Yeah.
one scene, it's just like
no, that's Ocean's 13.
Oh, that's
a-
13.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
the
then
Brody. The nose
forget me.
plays, dude. The
Then
nose
for-
plays.
then forget everything I just said.
And then
You're number 1.
Number 1, it was kind of a tie, but it's not because it's Heat. Michael Mann's Heat.
Okay.
Like
Hell yeah. I mean,
a
honestly,
classic.
one popped into my head as we were sitting here.
Wow,
but I'm
you're
actually very sad that we didn't throw it out there. But Lawless,
Oh, dude, it was such a good movie.
Fucking
Yeah.
like
That's
love
Tom
that
Hardy,
movie.
right?
Yeah, Tom
Tom Hardy,
Hardy,
Shia
Shia
so
LaBeouf.
good.
Yeah. Like
Well,
I remember.
Listen, that's the thing when you do these tier talks, like you're put on the spot.
Oh, yeah,
like as
stuff
you
just
sit
keeps
here,
popping in
I
your
could
head the whole
literally
time.
the three that I pick are rarely ever the ones that like I would actually pick. You know what I mean? It's like those just happen to be the three movies.
but now
in
I
my
want to go watch them.
crazy fucking brain that just kind of pop out random ideas and shotgun them, and I'm
Yeah.
just trying to grab as I can.
Like,
so.
do you guys remember Collateral?
Yeah.
So
Yes,
good.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
Tom
sure.
Cruise,
Great
Jamie
movie.
Foxx, like another Michael Mann movie.
You know what Tom Cruise
Yeah,
movie I
Michael
just
Mann.
watched was a Vanilla Sky.
Oh, Cameron
Yeah.
Crowe's Vanilla Sky. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Hey, have you ever heard of the band Radiohead?
That
Another classic. I don't know. It was on the other day, so I watched it.
All right, so
Great
we're gonna wrap up this part, and we're gonna go because we still have a bag review to do. So
Sure.
the next part you're gonna hear Dane and I wrapping up the episode doing a bag review.
Sweet.
But
Ignore everything that we say that we're going to be back with an interview because it just happened.
Samuel, thank you so much for joining us, man. This has been fun. Like I said, huge fan of your content. I can't. Are you going to? You're going to Canton?
yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're definitely gonna work
Yeah.
something out. Like we're I mean, it's an hour away from us, so we're gonna be there all weekend. But thank you very much for joining us. Keep killing it on the content game, man. If you guys have not checked them out, check them out on Facebook. It's Bag SZN. What are your handles on Instagram and Twitter and everything?
They're both Bag Season
Okay.
on Bag Season on IG and Bag Season Cornhole on Facebook.
Okay, yeah. So go check it out. Seriously, some of the best video content that is out there in the cornhole world for sure. And if you're a cornhole bag company and you're like, wow, I want my guys featured, well, he's a popular dude, so reach out to him early. And
Go get him.
and book your shit.
Hell
right?
yeah.
Because again, like this cornhole travel stuff's not cheap. All right, so support the community. He's putting out a banger content, so the least you can do is drop the guy a follow.
Hell yeah.
For sure. Well, safe travels, my friend. We'll have you hang on just for a moment. We're gonna let the folks go at home, but enjoy the bag review, and we'll be back in just a second.
And it's not just making them smaller, they completely reshape them. They make them more supple and symmetrical.
I gotta catch a glimpse of these warlocks. Let's make a move.
This bag review is brought to you by Gnarly Boards. Well, hey there, cornhole enthusiasts and backyard champions. Are you ready to take your game to the gnarly new heights? Dane, are you?
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. Well, allow me to introduce you to Gnarly Bags, all right, where we craft the raddest cornhole boards in the biz.
Totally.
All right, why choose Gnarly Bags? Well, you get gnarly quality. You can get bags and boards all in the same spot. The board,
all inclusive.
you can get custom designs. It's really a no-brainer, okay? So ride the wave of savings, too. If you use code BIGASP, you're going to get yourself some money off. All right, so what are you waiting for? Dive into the ultimate cornhole experience with Gnarly Bags, where every throw is a chance to make waves and score big.
Hell yeah.
So splash that bag into your new Gnarly Bags board and go to gnarlybags.com, use code BIGASP, and you're going to save yourself some money.
Butte.
Hell yeah. All
Let's
right,
use
so
a Butte.
bag review time. So up today, we have another WTF. Our old friends from WTF Cornhole.
WTF, man.
I don't even know if they like us anymore because like they don't talk to us. Like I never hear anything from Kyle Butler or Taylor, but it's okay. It's fine. I see how
Sean,
it works.
once you're out of the family,
I mean,
you're gone.
right? I mean,
all right, you understand?
wow.
We still love them though.
we do.
I mean,
We do.
No hard feelings.
So today we have the Echo 2.0.
Yep.
I think it was. I mean, we're talking 2 or 3 years ago. We reviewed the WTF Echo.
Yeah.
Once upon a time was one of my favorite bags of all time. I actually made my best run in singles in competitive back. I mean, again, this was like 3 years ago with that bag, basically fresh out of the delivery. I brought it there.
Yeah.
It was that green set with like it was the same set that we got with the white that we liked, but this one was green and pink. And I fucking loved
was
that bag. It
gorgeous.
was slick. And it was back in the day where I couldn't do anything with a bag but just throw it straight. But it worked. It was
It served
super
you
roll
well.
friendly. So when I saw that he revamped and he went to 2.0, I was intrigued.
Oh, I mean, it definitely piqued my interest as well because there's just something about a WTF bag. It just feels good in your hand, man.
It's okay. So
Like, familiar.
it should be widely known now that I've been throwing the Power Draggin Bags,
Yes.
right? And very well. Like it's really done well. But then I pick up a WTF bag and I'm like, man, it's like meeting an old girlfriend again. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like it feels familiar. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like I could just slip right back into this and you know what I mean? And we'd be all right. We can
Yeah.
make it work. Yeah, it's very solid. So the Echo 2.0 is another variation. All right, it's this hybrid carpet bag, right? We have a hybrid carpet bag with a with a slick side that's somewhat unique. I think we're going to see this stuff coming around a little bit more because this is not it's not Viper slick. All right. First glance, people are like, "Oh, it's the same stuff." It's not. It's close. It's close.
It's a little bungier than Viper.
There's not many people that are using it right now.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it feels
it
like
is.
it stretches a hair, but it's not like anything crazy.
No, and I'm wondering if this stuff is more expensive than the standard Viper Slick. If that's why we haven't seen it around a lot, but it wouldn't surprise me to see this because it plays really nice. It's a little bit softer. It's not quite as rough and I don't want it not waxy, but when you have that Viper Slick side, it's pretty tactile right off the bat.
This doesn't feel like it's gonna hum off the
No,
board.
it doesn't, but it does
Quite
move.
like it does move. It moves just like Viper Slick.
Yeah,
but-
I'm gonna call this 8.5, 9 on the slick side.
Yeah.
And then we know what we have on the back side. All right. So you have a 5, 5.5. It's gonna play pretty consistent. The difference is when you get with these bags is first thing with their closing seam and the way they put together bags, they all just tend to have a little more action to them. And then you put in this, like their round carpet fill in this, like this super bouncy stuff. I can actually get this stuff to do something.
Yeah, dude. I wanted to mention that his like crazy patent seam all the way around. I do actually kind of agree with you that when you throw that tilt shot, it just seems more consistent because I feel like that thread adds a level of rigidity to it that always keeps that side and doesn't let the slick side kind of
somebody
sneak
smarter
under
than
or
me
something.
probably knows the actual answer. I just know when I throw the bag, that's what I am feeling.
Yeah.
And that's why I've always liked them because I feel like I get something consistent out of it. And it's the only bag that I was able to consistently get to do what I wanted to do. Now, not a knock on the bag itself, but it's just because you have it in your arsenal doesn't mean you should use it. I can throw a roll bag. It's not with high percentage. Like I should still shoot an airmail instead of rolling a bag.
This is what you want to throw in the backyard more than like in a competitive
when I'm
tournament.
playing and I watch Mark Richards, like right now, I'm like, God damn it. Like I want to go shake him, but I'm like, you do the same fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like Mark, just because you have it, you were the best player on the planet when you weren't rolling a bag. We'll get to that in another segment, but I liked it. What did you think about the bag?
Again, it feels familiar. It's it kind of feels.
This is not
Power
my favorite.
Dragon
This is
too.
not my favorite fill though. All right, I'm not a smaller, bouncy
it's,
guy. I like the bag itself. Like I really like these two materials. It's not my favorite fill.
It's a nice alternative to most other hybrid carpet bags out
It is.
there, where they kind of are taking the cut out of it.
Yes.
So this one, it makes it react more like a true carpet.
It just
as a hybrid
saddens
carpet.
me that the first one, because the first one, if you remember back, were two materials really like that no one was really using. Or I'm sorry, it was Viper Slick, and then I don't remember what the other stuff was, but it was something very unique. No one else was using it. I was hoping it was going to catch on. It just never did.
Yeah, I mean, this one though, I do like it. Again, the fill makes it a little more reactionary. I like it for that aspect, but I know it would get me in trouble playing in tournaments.
Correct. Yeah.
Because again, hard to put it away when you know it's there. And a
And
little bit
sometimes
easier
for
to
me
do.
with this fill, it hops a little bit when I don't want it to, and like it'll just go boop right over the holes. Like well, fuck. The last time I didn't do that. Like why are we there? But again, overall, WTF bag, very high quality. Can't say enough good things about them. Really well threw it really well. Design score for this.
I mean, 1,000.
Yeah, man.
that
So I believe Taylor made a custom set of bags for Kyle Butler with Kyle's like beach picture on it, and I just commented on it. And then 2 weeks later, in the mail comes a picture that he stole off Facebook.
You're wearing the same shirt right
I
now,
am.
which is a very citrusy delight.
It is. I loved it, and I thought I like
Can you
when
actually
people
stand
have.
up and give the camera a little spin real
not
quick?
gonna do
We
that,
could
but-
post that.
You
You see it?
pretty
Yeah.
nice.
So that's lemon. There's some orange, and I think
It's a nice shirt.
some orange blossoms in
Yes,
there as well.
it's a
Yeah.
nice shirt. Okay. But Taylor, love it. I love when people have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
It's great. Performance wise, where are you going?
Dude, I mean, again, I like it. Is it something that right now I could go and feel confident in a tournament with? Probably not. Just because it is a little bit more reactionary, but give me an I'm just gonna go in 82.
Okay, I'm gonna go a little higher. My first time with the, I think it was like 90 something. This one's gonna be a little lower. There are other hybrid carpet bags that I like more than this one, but it still deserves a good rating because I threw it well. So I'm gonna give it an 86.
Yeah, I mean, part of my argument is I have since learned to throw a cut shot with a bag that maybe isn't as reactionary.
Yeah.
So that's why I like to use it, because I force myself to like know how to throw it.
Yeah.
This kind of thing, if you get a little lazy on it, and next thing I know, I'm missing everything left because it's cut in front of the hole. But again, still fun bag.
Sweet. You want to cue the rap horn?
Of course.
Do it.
Yeah, a little extra
wow.
sauce on it.
You saved up for that one?
Yeah, I did.
Look at you. All right, reach us at Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Big Asp Cornhole.
And Facebook at Big Asp Cornhole Podcast.
Thanks
again to our sponsors.
Look at that.
Woo-wee,
got
Draggin Bags.
Black Sheep Baggers, Gnarly Bags.
And last, but also definitely not least,
Definitely not.
the Girth, Big D Bags.
Hell yeah. Patreon. If you're looking to support us, you go to patreon.com/bigasscornhole. You get some bonus content. You get access to the videos of our podcast. We do bag giveaways, and I think there's going to be a bag giveaway coming up soon. We have...
if I can get all 4 bags here, Sean, we can do that.
Well, I'm saying we have Burley bags,
I know,
right?
I'm just messing
The Burley bags, we have 4 series bags coming up next week.
And I believe
for the
those are all
throwdown.
for a special tournament coming up. And
Correct.
Okay, so people might need those.
But yeah, seriously, if you're looking to support us, you like our content, you're looking for more content in the cornhole world, if you go to patreon.com/bigasscornhole, for the price of beer a month is what we say. You can help support us and allow us to keep doing what we're doing.
Hell yeah.
And then Apple, if you are listening on Apple Podcasts, and if you could find it in your hearts,
It's
or you can
APPLE.
find 15 seconds in your day and just leave us an Apple Podcast review, be greatly appreciated. It just helps with all the algorithm stuff and all that fun stuff.
Get to pop up in
Hell yeah.
people's
Like,
random
I would
feed,
love
'cause-
I would love to like open, like my dream right now with the podcast would be to like open up like Apple's main page and see like us recommended under like one of the categories.
Yeah. It'd be
But we
awesome.
need your help. And the only way you get noticed by stuff like that is if we get reviews.
Get a
So the
little
more
review.
reviews we get up there, the better. We greatly
And
appreciate
obviously
you.
like 5 stars because we love you.
Oh yeah, well because we deserve it.
You be our best
and
friend.
you love us. And you'll get our friendship for
Yeah,
life.
you'll be our best friend.
So what are you waiting for? Really?
Who
All
wouldn't
right.
want that?
So stay tuned. We're going to be joined by Mr. Samuel Martinez of Bag Season. I'm really looking forward to this interview.
Heck yeah.
I do not know him at all. We've messaged very briefly back and forth. I told him I don't want to know anything. I want you to come on and let's talk about it.
Yeah, we always tend to get along well with the other content
But I
creators.
fucking love his content.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited. I want to nerd out a little bit about that. But hope you guys enjoyed it too. And as always, we hope you throw it straight. And it's nothing but 4 baggers from here on out.
cornhole it.
Later.